Hello everyone, I'm very glad that you listened to my story. Please give me a follow and like the video if you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment and provide feedback so I can improve the sound quality. Yes, we invite you to listen to part 5 of the series. Chapter 78, 78 His underling is dead. Wang Mang, grieving. 78 His underling is dead. Wang Mang, grieving. Early the next morning, Wang Mang was still sleeping in the nest. However, what Wang Mang didn't know was that his father had already taken action. At this moment, Mr. Wang was holding his wife as they slept. Just then, the phone rang. After being woken up, Mr. Wang looked at the caller ID with a cold expression and walked to the balcony to answer the call. Old Wang. Did I disturb your sleep this early? Mr. Luo's smiling voice came from the phone. Hearing this, Mr. Wang smiled innocently and replied, "Not at all, old Luo. Did you call to make some money? Do you want to drag me into your new schemes?" More hearty laughter came from the phone again. "It's a profitable business offer. Old Wang, how about you sell me your reservoir? I'll pay 50 million to take it over. After all, your reservoir didn't cost much back then. You must have earned a lot these days. 50 million is about right. Old Wang, it's only because my son likes your reservoir. Otherwise, I wouldn't want it." Upon hearing this, Father Wang sneered and thought to himself, "I've earned 30 to 40 million in the past half a month. Do you think I really want your 50 million? However, Mr. Wang did not directly refuse. This would easily offend others. After all, the caller was also a ruthless character. Back then, he started out in coal mining. Later on, he successfully transitioned to real estate. Although Mr. Luo's real estate business was not big, he was considered a big shot in the province. To be honest, Mr. Wang would not easily offend the other party without earning enough benefits. However, after thinking about it, Father Wang's eyes suddenly lit up and he thought to himself, "That's right. I haven't thought of who to attack. Old Luo. Since you came looking for me yourself, I won't hold back. This is perfect. I'll gladly accept your billions in assets." After that, Mr. Wang did not refuse again. He pretended to be hesitant and said, "Old Luo, why don't we do this? When the time comes, you can come and take a look at my reservoir yourself. I'll sell it to you for 100 million yuan. Just so you know, I'm collecting 2 to 3 million yuan collected every day right now. You can calculate it for yourself. If you buy it for 100 million yuan, how long will it take for you to recover your capital?" After a long silence, Mr. Luo's came from the other end of the phone. "Old Wang. I don't think there's a need to negotiate at 100 million. You're being too insincere." Father Wang smiled and said, "When you have the time, come take a look at the reservoir yourself. We'll slowly discuss the price." After a long silence, old Luo's voice came from the phone. "Okay. I'll come and take a look in 3 days. We'll talk about the price then." After hanging up, Mr. Wang was overjoyed. He thought about how his son's divine power could directly control this guy, and then he could easily plunder the other party's wealth. The idea was simply too satisfying. He could not just kill the other party rashly and plunder the Luo family's assets. Forget old Wang, no one else would have the guts to do so. However, if the other party cooperated, there would be no problem. There were just too many ways he could cook the books with the owner's help. Now, he had a target for their first prey. He had to make arrangements in advance and prepare everything. At the same time, Wang Mang was still sleeping in the cave. It was only after dark that Wang Mang slowly opened his cold eyes. After leaving the nest, Wang Mang went to the small pig farm as soon as possible. After arriving at the small farm, Wang Mang realized that his father was smoking inside and had been waiting for a long time. After seeing Wang Mang, Mr. Wang couldn't stop smiling. "Son. You're here. I will invite a rich tycoon over in 2 days. Are you confident you can control him then?" Wang Mang moved his huge body and arrived at the empty space inside the small farm. He said confidently, "Don't worry, Dad. This divine ability of mine is very powerful. It's easy for me to control a person. I can even control a demon that's weaker than me." Hearing his son's confident words, Father Wang heaved a sigh of relief. He took 2 deep puffs of his cigar and nodded. Okay. Good. Son, when the time comes, I'll bring him to your lair. The rest is up to you. This guy is very rich. He started out in the coal mining industry in his early years and later switched to real estate. He's a well-known tycoon in the province, and his net worth is about 5 billion. Hearing this, Wang Mang immediately became excited. More than 5 billion in assets. How many pigs would that be? It was enough to buy more than 500,000 pigs. 100 million was almost enough to buy 10,000 pigs. 10,000 pigs were equivalent to 4 million evolution points. With assets of more than 5 billion, if they were really exchanged for pigs, he would get more than 500,000 pigs. More than 500,000 pigs were equivalent to more than 20 million evolution points. At the very least, it was enough for Wang Mang to evolve twice. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was extremely excited. Therefore, after discussing it with his father for a while, Wang Mang confirmed the plan. However, only the father and son knew about this plan. After all, if this matter was exposed, it would probably cause a huge commotion. At that time, who wouldn't be afraid of Wang Mang? The fewer people who knew about this, the better. Once it was exposed, the consequences would be unimaginable. Countless people would pale when they heard about it. It might even bring about a calamity down on Wang Mang's head. After all, this divine power was too terrifying. Half an hour later, Wang Mang and his father had already come up with a plan. Under Wang Mang's escort, his father left the reservoir. After escorting his father, Wang Mang returned to the small farm and finished eating the 200 pigs. With that, he easily earned another 90,000 evolution points. After eating the pigs, Wang Mang, who was in a good mood, wandered around the shore of the reservoir. This also frightened many wild beasts on the shore of the reservoir. However, at this moment, Wang Mang saw something he could barely believe. He seemed to vaguely see a huge creature floating on the surface of the lake in the east. Am I seeing things? Puzzled, Wang Mang immediately moved his body into the water and swam toward the depths of the water. However, when Wang Mang approached the eastern waters, he realized that he was not mistaken at all. A huge creature was quietly floating on the water. This colossus was none other than his subordinate, the super black python Dark Light. Furthermore, Dark Light had died a horrible death. There were many parts of his body that were almost torn apart. Half of his huge black head had been bitten off. In fact, the water around the corpses was dyed red with blood. Wang Mang was furious when he saw this scene. He really could not figure out who had killed his subordinate. Besides, they were in the eastern waters. This was his and Dark Light's territory. When he thought of this, Wang Mang was incomparably furious and even more puzzled. Could it be the work of 2 giant catfishes in the west? Thinking of this, Wang Mang wandered around the entire reservoir, but he did not find anything. There were no other powerful creatures in the reservoir. On the other hand, the white super python in the southern waters had disappeared. Could it be the work of that white super python? Thinking of this, Wang Mang searched the eastern waters twice more. In the end, he did not find the white super python. This caused Wang Mang to be slightly bewildered. Finally, Wang Mang caught a 10-meter-long giant catfish and asked about it before finding out what had happened. Apparently, his lackey had indeed been killed by the white super python. Moreover, it was actually Wang Mang's fault. After killing his underling, the white python had run away. After learning the truth, Wang Mang gnashed his teeth in anger. This white super python was simply provoking him. If she was still in the reservoir, Wang Mang would teach her a lesson no matter what. He wanted to let this white python know who was the true overlord of the reservoir. Sigh, forget it, forget it. Dark Light. It's not that I don't want to help you. When did you die? I didn't even know. But don't worry. If there's a chance, I will definitely avenge you. Looking at the huge corpse of Dark Light in front of him, Wang Mang said sadly. Then, Wang Mang seemed to have thought of something, and his snake eyes suddenly lit up. Dark Light was once his underling. Now that his underling was dead, he could not just leave his corpse be, could he? Moreover, as his king, he had the obligation to help settle Dark Light's afterlife affairs. Thinking of this, with tears in his eyes, Wang Mang swallowed the entire corpse. Chapter 79, 79 Great Master. I'm your most loyal servant. 79 Great Master. I'm your most loyal servant. After Wang Mang swallowed his underling's body, the system's voice sounded. Ding. The host has devoured a mutated black rock python. Reward, 280,000 evolution points. After hearing the system's voice, only then did the grief in Wang Mang's heart lessen significantly. Actually, he did not want to eat dark light either. After all, dark light was his underling. However, if even he did not eat dark light, these sentient fish in the reservoir would not be so polite. Rather than letting these sentient fish benefit from his death, it was better for dark light to enter Wang Mang's stomach. He believed that dark light would be able to rest in peace after he promised to avenge him. Then again, Wang Mang was still very angry. That white python was really sinister. She couldn't beat him, so she bullied his underling instead. What made Wang Mang even angrier was that the white python had killed his underling right before she left. This was obviously a slap to his face. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was extremely upset. If this white python had not run away, Wang Mang would have stopped at nothing to kill her after she killed his underling. Unless, of course, this white python could bring him more benefits. Fortunately, the white python did not take his underling's corpse away. Otherwise, he would have really lost a lackey for nothing. Thinking of this, Wang Mang turned his grief and indignation into strength. He began to vent his anger in the reservoir. For a moment, the sentient fish in the reservoir suffered once again. Ever since he stopped worrying about his growth, Wang Mang could not care less about losing face either. Now, he would eat even the 5-meter-long fish. The only exceptions now were the fish below 3 meters. That night, Wang Mang began to hunt like wild in the entire reservoir. At the same time, while Wang Mang went on his killing frenzy, the system notifications kept ringing. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have devoured a 10-meter-long mutated catfish and obtained 60,000 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have devoured a 5-meter-long mutated arapaima and obtained 30,000 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have devoured a 5-meter-long rare mutated grass carp and obtained 80,000 evolution points. After a night of killing that lasted until dawn, blood dyed the lake red. These sentient fish never saw this coming. They had just come out of the western waters not long ago, but the demon that terrified countless sentient fish had appeared again. Moreover, he was even more shameless this time. Even more ruthless. He didn't even spare the 5-meter-long sentient fish. He was completely heartless. If he continued like this, they would all die out. They had never seen such a shameless monster before. He was simply immoral. At the same time, after stopping the massacre, Wang Mang could not help but nod in satisfaction. Even though he could not evolve this time, Wang Mang definitely hunted quite a few sentient fish. Wang Mang had hunted for the entire night, so he naturally knew how much damage he had caused. At the same time, Wang Mang was also very curious. After a night of hard work, how many evolution points had he accumulated? Thinking of this, Wang Mang muttered in his heart, "System, show my personal information." The next moment, his personal information appeared in front of him. Host, Wang Mang. Type, mutated Titan Python. Status, peak. Current status, mutation in progress. Body, 33 meters long, 1.4 meters wide, 6,000 kilograms. Combat strength, bite force 8,000 kilograms, speed 92 kilometers per hour. Skills, Deathbind, Peerless Poison Fang, Skin Camouflage, Steel Body, Super Self-Healing, Underwater Breathing, Bloodthirsty Rage Kill. Divine Power, King's Enslavement. Special, Storage Space, Strength Information Detection. Evolution Points, 3.8 million/8 million. Shop, unopened. After reading his personal information, Wang Mang nodded in satisfaction. It seemed like he had gained 3 million evolution points tonight. Thinking of this, Wang Mang's mood became even better. Now, he just needed to wait patiently for his father's good news. With that thought in mind, Wang Mang went to his nest in the water and fell into a deep sleep. When the sky turned dark, Wang Mang crawled out from a crack in the stone wall and rushed towards the shore. After returning to the shore, Wang Mang went to the small farm first and finished 200 pigs. He easily earned another 90,000 evolution points that way. After eating the pigs, Wang Mang returned to the cave on the shore. This continued for another 2 days. Wang Mang also ate another 400 pigs. His accumulated evolution points went from 3.8 million to 4.08 million. Of course, these were just appetizers. Wang Mang's main dish was the incoming tycoon. After controlling the rich men, his father could sell the tycoon's assets. More than 5 billion was enough for Wang Mang to evolve twice. There might even be more than that. In the blink of an eye, another day passed. Early in the morning of the third day, Wang Mang was waiting in the cave. His appointment with his father was today. Today, his father would invite the rich man over. He would then use his divine power to control this tycoon. After that, there was no need for Wang Mang to worry. His father would naturally manipulate the other party's wealth. However, what puzzled Wang Mang was that no one came even after he waited until noon. It was only in the afternoon that Wang Mang heard footsteps and conversation coming from outside the cave. Then, Wang Mang even caught a familiar aura in the air. At the same time, Wang Mang heard his father's familiar voice. At this moment, outside the cave, Mr. Wang smiled and chatted with the middle-aged tycoon. It was none other than Mr. Luo. Moreover, Mr. Luo had plenty of faith in Mr. Wang and did not bring any bodyguards. Although the two sides had many business conflicts more than 10 years ago, that was already in the past. Mr. Luo did not think that Mr. Wang would harm him. After all, this was a lawful society. At this moment, Mr. Luo smiled and said, "Since the business deal is almost done, shall I go back first, old Wang? I'll get someone to go through the contract process another day." Hearing this, Father Wang smiled and said, "Let's go. I'll bring you to the cave in front to take a look at the really good stuff." With that, Mr. Wang put his arm around Mr. Luo's shoulders and led him toward the cave where Wang Mang was waiting. Mr. Lu could not help but laugh, teasing, "What good stuff? Could it be that you found a couple of girls for us? Are you preparing to have fun outdoors like those young people do?" Hearing this, Mr. Wang laughed loudly and said, "You'll know when you get in later." With that, Mr. Wang pulled Mr. Luo into Wang Mang's cave. At the same time, Wang Mang, who had been waiting for a long time, saw his father and this rich man appear in front of him. "Old Wang, what the hell are you doing?" At this moment, looking at the dark cave, Mr. Luo could not help but frown. Mr. Wang smiled and said, "Old Luo, have you seen my son?" Mr. Luo was stunned and felt very puzzled. He couldn't help but mutter to himself, "Your son? Isn't your son dead?" At this moment, deep in the cave, a huge black shadow slowly emerged from the darkness. When he saw the huge creature appear in the darkness, Mr. Luo was completely stunned. He looked at Wang Mang in disbelief, his eyes almost popping out of his head. He looked like he had seen a ghost. He had never seen such a huge python before. This was even bigger than the black python he had seen in the video some time ago. After regaining his senses, he looked at Wang Mang in horror as his body slumped to the ground. His voice trembled in fear as he said, "How? How can there be such a huge python?" Hearing this, Wang Mang slowly opened his bloody mouth and said with a sinister smile, "I've been waiting for you. In fact, I've been waiting for you for 3 days." After hearing Wang Mang speak like a human, the already terrified tycoon's eyes rolled back and he fainted from fear. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang was speechless. This person was too timid. However, Wang Mang did not care at all. It was because Wang Mang understood this divine ability of his. Even if the target fainted, he could still use his king's enslavement. Thinking of this, Wang Mang immediately chanted in his heart and used his divine power. King's enslavement. 10 minutes later, under Mr. Wang's expectant gaze, the rich middle-aged man woke up. He knelt on the ground reverently and kept kowtowing to Wang Mang. He looked at Wang Mang with a fanatical expression and said excitedly, "Great master, I am your most loyal servant." Mr. Wang, who was watching from the side, immediately widened his eyes in shock. This was because his son's divine power was simply more terrifying than he had imagined. Chapter 80, 80 After half a month of hard work, I've finally evolved again. 80 After half a month of hard work, I've finally evolved again. Oh, my goodness. Is that all? You managed to control him, just like that. Mr. Wang, who had returned to his senses, still muttered to himself in disbelief. This scene was too unbelievable. In just a few minutes, he had easily enslaved a person. Moreover, the tycoon was now treating his son as his master. This was too terrifying. Such a divine power was simply heaven-defying. Looking at his father's shocked expression, Wang Mang explained with a smile, "Dad, it's more than that. Even if I told him to die, he wouldn't even bat an eyelid." After hearing Wang Mang's words, the rich man kneeling on the ground said excitedly, "It's my greatest honor to die for you, master." After hearing Boss Luo's excited and fanatical words, Mr. Wang was speechless. He finally understood how terrifying his son's divine power was. It was more than just brainwashing. Even brainwashing would not be this thorough. Look. Even though his son wanted this guy to die, the man was still so excited, his face full of happiness. Was this something that could be done through simple brainwashing? This was completely enslaving his very soul. Mr. Wang had hit the nail on the head. Wang Mang's king's enslavement was an attack on the spiritual level. As long as the target's strength was inferior to Wang Mang's, they would be enslaved by his divine ability. The target would listen to Wang Mang's every word, and would even be willing to die for him at any time. Because, in the depths of the target's soul, Wang Mang was everything to the target. Any decree that Wang Mang gave would be carried out with zeal. Mr. Wang, who was originally in disbelief, issued a few orders to this tycoon. Looking at this former business rival who now obeyed his son's every word, Mr. Wang was completely convinced. Ahaha. Good, very good. You did well, my boy. Now, just wait for my good news. Father Wang nodded in satisfaction and could not help but say excitedly. Hearing this, Wang Mang nodded and proceeded to order his target, "From now on, my father's words are my orders. You have to listen to everything he says." Mr. Luo, who was kneeling on the ground, kowtowed with a fanatical expression. "Esteemed masters, it's my greatest honor to follow your orders." Mr. Wang nodded in satisfaction and happily led Mr. Luo away. Needless to say, Wang Mang knew that his father was going to extort the other party's wealth. Thinking of this, Wang Mang felt very happy. Now, he only needed to quietly wait for the good news. However, Wang Mang did not expect to wait for half a month. Half a month later, Wang Mang spent every day as usual. Other than eating 200 pigs a day, all he did was hunt more sentient big fish in the reservoir. Therefore, in this half a month, Wang Mang had already accumulated a lot of evolution points. However, he was still 1 million evolution points away from his next evolution. Over the past few days, Wang Mang had been hunting for the sentient big fish in the reservoir, as well as accumulating 200 pigs a day. After all that work, he finally accumulated 7 million evolution points. This made Wang Mang feel a little helpless. Sometimes, the reality was far more depressing than his expectations. It was much more troublesome to plunder that rich man's assets than he had imagined. Fortunately, in the past half a month, his father had successfully obtained the other party's liquid assets. Most of the assets that still remained were immovable. It would probably be difficult to mobilize those in a short period of time. This made Wang Mang realize that he had really taken things for granted. After all, even if he wanted to sell those fixed assets, it was not something they could complete in a short period of time. Fortunately, Mr. Wang, who had obtained a lot of wealth, had already started to support Wang Mang with more resources. After the phone call last night, Mr. Wang learned that his son still needed more than 3,000 pigs to evolve. Mr. Wang agreed to make up the difference without hesitation. He first transported over 2,000 pigs over for Wang Mang to devour before evolving. However, it was clearly not easy to transport more than 2,000 pigs. Fortunately, Mr. Wang had built a large-scale farm for Wang Mang in the past. Therefore, Mr. Wang asked Wang Mang to go to a large-scale farm to eat pigs tonight. When night fell, Wang Mang immediately went to the small farm. After eating the 500 pigs on the small farm, he gained another 500,000 evolution points. Then, Wang Mang rushed to the large-scale farm without stopping. The large-scale breeding farm was originally built for Wang Mang specifically. Therefore, the area of the farm was vast. After all, it had to be able to accommodate more than 10,000 adult pigs. Therefore, After entering his large-scale farm, Wang Mang searched for a long time before finding another 1,500 adult pigs. After another frenzied slaughter and devouring, Wang Mang spent more than 2 hours at the farm before he successfully devoured all 1,500 adult pigs. At the same time, Wang Mang had finally accumulated enough points to evolve again. While he was in the midst of his killing spree, the system had already indicated that the evolution conditions had been met. Clearly, the evolution points that Wang Mang had accumulated were enough for him to evolve. Thinking of this, Wang Mang felt even more emotional. It had taken him more than half a month of accumulation. Now, he had finally accumulated enough capital to continue evolving. In addition, it was worth mentioning that Wang Mang was just too big now. That was why he could devour an adult pig in one gulp. Otherwise, 2,000 adult pigs would really take a long time to eat. It was only because he was big that it was so convenient for him to mow down the pigs. Half a month. It's been half a month. I've finally accumulated enough evolution points. I can finally start evolving again. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was filled with emotions. His depressed mood for the past half a month had finally dissipated. In a much better mood, Wang Mang took another look at the group of piglets in the pig pen next to him and muttered to himself. Kids, you have to grow up quickly. It's best if you grow big and fat. I'm still waiting for you to grow up. With that, Wang Mang, who was in a good mood, left the large-scale farm. He first went to the bank of the reservoir to wash off the blood on his body before returning to the nest. After returning to the nest, he coiled his huge body into a ball. Then, Wang Mang could not help but chant excitedly in his heart, "System, start evolving." The next moment, the familiar voice of the system sounded again. Ding! 8 million evolution points deducted. Evolution in progress. Chapter 81, 81 reaching 36 meters. 81 reaching 36 meters. The system's voice sounded. Wang Mang completely lost consciousness and entered an evolutionary state. 2 hours later, Wang Mang finally woke up from his evolution state. After observing for a while, Wang Mang was even more surprised. His body had actually become much thicker. At the same time, it did not just increase in size. Wang Mang could feel that the power within his body was more formidable than before. Of course, Wang Mang would only know the specifics of his changes after checking his information. Thinking of this, Wang Mang muttered in his heart, "System, show my personal information." The next moment, his personal information appeared in front of him. Host, Wang Mang. Type, mutated Titan Python. Status, peak. Current status, mutation in progress. Body, 36 meters long, 1.8 meters wide, 8,000 kilograms. Combat strength, bite force 9,000 kilograms, speed 93 kilometers per hour. Skills, Deathbind, Peerless Poison Fang, Skin Camouflage, Steel Body, Super Self-Healing, Underwater Breathing, Bloodthirsty Rage Kill. Special, Storage Space, Strength Information Detection. Evolution Points, 60,000/16 million. Shop, unopened. After reading his personal information, Wang Mang nodded in satisfaction. His thickness had reached 1.8 meters. His weight had also increased to 8 tons. His body had reached 36 meters. No wonder he felt that the nest was a little crowded. It turned out that he had really become much stronger after this evolution. With such strength, Wang Mang was even confident that he could fight the 2 giant catfish in the reservoir. Such self-confidence naturally came from the increase in his size. His body was really too thick. It was 1.8 meters thick. He was even wider than an adult was tall. With his current body length and size, he definitely had the strength to fight the giant catfish. He believed that when he evolved again and again, he would eventually be able to attempt to occupy the reservoir. Thinking of this, Wang Mang's mood became extremely good. Moreover, those 2 giant catfishes were enormous. If he could devour them, he would probably be able to obtain a lot of evolution points. Thinking of this, Wang Mang could not help but drool. This was because if he really ate the 2 giant catfishes, he would definitely gain a lot. Just as Wang Mang was thinking happily that he would soon dominate the reservoir, the system's voice sounded again. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have obtained a new skill, Corrosive Poison. Ding! Detected that the skill, corrosive poison, can fuse with peerless poison fong. Beginning fusion. Ding. Congratulations, host. You have obtained a new skill, corrosive poison. The potency of your poison has increased by 500 times. Corrosive poison can be used to spray and kill targets, can also be injected into the target's body with the host's poisonous fangs. The poison is 500 times stronger than that of a king cobra. It can instantly corrode any ordinary metal. After listening to the system's explanation, Wang Mang was completely stunned. Did he just obtain a new skill? Moreover, it had fused with his old poison into an even stronger venom. What delighted Wang Mang the most was that after the two skills fused, not only did the poison increase, but he could also shoot out attacks from his poisonous fangs. The new poison even had an extremely strong corrosive ability. It could even instantly corrode ordinary metal. He could already imagine how powerful it was. With this new skill, Wang Mang did not have to worry about anyone harming him. After all, this skill allowed Wang Mang to launch AoE attacks. Moreover, the attack range was huge. After obtaining this skill, Wang Mang recalled a python movie he had once watched. He remembered that the giant python in the movie could also spray corrosive poison. Anyone who came into contact with it would die instantly. All in all, after this upgrade and evolution, Wang Mang finally had a long-range attack method. Although the range was not too far, this skill was very practical. If there were a lot of targets in the battle, he could directly spray corrosive poison and not be afraid of being surrounded at all. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was in a good mood. He even had the urge to fight someone right now. This was because he had been hiding all the way until now. To be honest, this kind of life was not pleasant, but he could not afford to not hide. Especially now that he was getting bigger and bigger. If he was exposed, he might be targeted by someone with ulterior motives. Thinking of this, Wang Mang knew that he needed to occupy the reservoir as soon as possible. The probability of exposure in the water was much lower than on land. At the very least, he would not have to worry for a long time after occupying this reservoir. Even if his size reached more than 100 meters, he could still hide in the reservoir. However, Wang Mang believed that it would not be long before he occupied the reservoir. When he evolved again and his size approached 40 meters, it would be the day of his decisive battle with the giant catfish. If he won, all's well that ends well, and he would become the true overlord of the reservoir. If he lost, he would just retreat from the reservoir temporarily. This was because once he challenged the giant catfish to the position of overlord, the giant catfish would definitely not allow him to continue staying in the reservoir if he lost the battle. Right now, the giant catfish probably felt that he was not too big a threat. At this moment, the system's familiar voice sounded again. Ding. Detected the host's current predicament. The host is given the following mission choices. Mission 1, live in harmony. Get on good terms with the giant catfish. Mission reward, 3 million evolution points. Mission time, immediate. Mission 2, take back the reservoir. Drive the giant catfish out of the reservoir. Mission reward, 8 million evolution points. Mission time, acquired upon completion. Mission 3, kill the giant catfish. Completely occupy the Huanshan reservoir. Mission reward, 10 million evolution points. Opening the shop for free. Mission time, acquired upon completion. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang was stunned for a long time before he became overjoyed. It seemed that the system also wanted him to fight with the giant catfish. Moreover, there was no time limit for the mission issued by the system. The rewards of the 3 missions were obvious at a glance. Wang Mang did not even need to think to know how to choose. After completing Mission 3, the reward was the greatest. Why? This was because Wang Mang's next evolution would require 16 million evolution points. In other words, opening the shop would require 16 million evolution points. But it was better now. After completing Mission 3, not only would he be able to open it for free, but he would also receive 10 million evolution points as a reward. This was already a very good reward. At the thought of this, Wang Mang said without hesitation, "System, I choose Mission 3. At the same time, the system's familiar voice sounded, "Ding. The host's mission selection successful." Ding. Please complete the mission as soon as possible and obtain the corresponding mission reward. Chapter 82, 82 Dad finally sent over 10,000 pigs. 82 Dad finally sent over 10,000 pigs. At night, Wang Mang came out of the nest again. He still went to the farm first. The number of pigs sent to the farm had also increased. After Mr. Wang learned that the amount he needed to evolve had increased, he went from giving him 200 pigs a day to giving him 500 pigs a day. As such, Wang Mang, who used to earn 90,000 evolution points every day, now earns around 220,000 evolution points every day. Because of this, Wang Mang still actively came to the pigpen every night to eat the pigs. After eating the pigs, Wang Mang began to wander around the territory alone. Truth be told, Wang Mang's heart was filled with loneliness. He had been living this life for months now. Even though Wang Mang's size had been increasing rapidly, the problem was that he was alone every day. He would get bored if he stayed for too long. As for Panther, who accompanied him, the dog had already returned to his grandmother's house. That was because Wang Mang did not return to the nest every day. He spent a few days in the reservoir some time ago. After a while, Panther stopped following him. Perhaps the strong were destined to be lonely. Under the moonlight, accompanied by the night breeze, Wang Mang moved his huge body wantonly as he lamented in his heart. For the past half a month. No, more like ever since Wang Mang became stronger and stronger. No top predators dared to come to his territory anymore. Therefore, for the past half a month, Wang Mang had basically been wandering around his territory alone every night. Just then, Wang Mang saw a relatively small honey badger in the distant forest, biting a 3-meter-long king cobra. Its head was like a flat board, and its body was grayish-black. The honey badger was surprisingly fierce. In the past, he had only seen this little guy in animal documentaries. It was known to terrorize African grassland. Wang Mang did not expect to see it with his own eyes one day. This little fellow was extraordinarily fierce. The 3-meter-long king cobra gave up struggling not long after it was bitten by that little thing. Not only that, the badger began eating the 3-meter-long king cobra before it was completely dead. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang moved his huge body forward with interest, wanting to see if this honey badger was really so bold. The honey badger looked like he was enjoying himself as he chewed on the king cobra's flesh, but when he saw Wang Mang, he was stunned. It stood up on its hind legs, and its 2 little paws were still holding the king cobra and eating it as it looked at Wang Mang in a daze. After a while, the little badger bared its teeth at Wang Mang, as though saying, "Don't mess with me." Wang Mang laughed for no reason. He opened his bloody mouth and roared at the little thing. However, to Wang Mang's surprise, not only was this little badger not afraid of him, it even bared its teeth and roared back at him, looking abnormally fierce. "You little thing, it seems like you're really not afraid of death." Wang Mang smiled and casually moved his tail towards this little badger. The dead danger noodle in the little badger's paws fell to the ground in a sorry state. Of course, Wang Mang had no intention of killing this little badger. Otherwise, with Wang Mang's tail, he could whip a giant tree or even a slab of marble in half. The badger would not stand a chance. Squeak squeak. The little thing got up angrily and ran towards Wang Mang. Not only that, it even ran in front of Wang Mang, wanting to jump up and hit him. However, Wang Mang's head was 7 to 8 meters tall. Therefore, the badger could not hit Wang Mang at all. It could only bite Wang Mang's body angrily. Of course, its bite force did not affect Wang Mang at all. Therefore, after chomping on him for a while, the little thing gave up, picked up its noodle and continued eating. It really was brainless and not afraid of anyone. Whatever. I'll bring this little guy back and treat it as my little toy. Wang Mang, who suddenly had an idea, immediately started to tease this little guy again. Every time he angered it, the little badger would chase after him and beat him for a while. Whenever the badger got bored and gave up, Wang Mang would just provoke it again. As a result, this little thing persevered and chased him all the way back to Wang Mang's lair, still biting him. After a while, it could more or less tell that this big python did not have any ill intentions toward it. Therefore, after a few times, the little guy ignored Wang Mang. However, every time Wang Mang provoked him, this little thing would still roar at Wang Mang. In the blink of an eye, another 5 days passed. During these 5 days, Wang Mang truly felt bored. It had been almost a month, and he had not met any more members of the beast god space. His underling, Dark Light, was also dead. There were only 2 giant catfishes left in the reservoir for him to challenge. Moreover, Wang Mang did not accumulate evolution points very quickly, so the past 5 days passed peacefully. It was worth mentioning that during these 5 days, Wang Mang had obtained 1.1 million evolution points from the 500 pigs that his father sent over every day. Through his own hard work, he managed to catch a few sentient fish in the reservoir and obtained 3 million evolution points. Currently, Wang Mang had only accumulated 4 million evolution points. He was still 12 million evolution points away from his next evolution. Thus, if Wang Mang wanted to evolve again, he still had a long way to go. At the same time, Wang Mang also discovered what was wrong with the system. The more he evolved, the harder it was to evolve. After each evolution, the evolution points he needed would double. At first, he did not think much of it, but recently, Wang Mang realized how terrifyingly difficult his evolution had become. To be honest, if not for the system's reward missions, Wang Mang would have cried by now. Now, he only hoped that he could complete another evolution as soon as possible and kill the giant catfish. After completing the mission, he would see if there was anything in the store that could help him become stronger quickly. In the blink of an eye, another 10 days passed. It had been half a month since Wang Mang last evolved. In this half a month, life was calm. Extremely calm. Very calm. Life was completely uneventful. He slept during the day and ate at night. There was no sense of ritual at all. Only last night did Wang Mang receive good news. After a month, his father had successfully taken over the rich man's wealth. He had obtained about 5 billion yuan in cash. Furthermore, his father knew that Wang Mang needed a huge amount of evolution points. Therefore, he immediately used the 5 billion in funds to let Wang Mang evolve first. After receiving this news, Wang Mang was naturally very happy. Hence, at night, Wang Mang could not wait to leave the nest. After arriving at the farm, Wang Mang realized that his father had already taken action. His father had sent over 10,000 pigs tonight. If not for the fact that there were still 10,000 piglets in the large farm and they could not fit more pigs, the number of pigs that his father would send over tonight would probably be even more. At this moment, Wang Mang's mood, which had been gloomy for half a month, finally brightened. Just the 10,000 pigs tonight could give him about 4.5 million evolution points. If there were 10,000 pigs to eat every day, Wang Mang would only need 3 consecutive nights to evolve again. Chapter 83, 83 Evolving Again. Reaching 39 meters. 83 Evolving Again. Reaching 39 meters. After Wang Mang devoured 10,000 pigs, he obtained a total of 4.53 million evolution points. It was almost no different from what he had guessed. After devouring 10,000 pigs, Wang Mang nodded in satisfaction. Now, he only needed another 20,000 pigs to help him evolve. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was in a good mood. He moved his huge body and left. He first went to the shore of the reservoir to wash away the smell of blood on his body before returning to the nest. After returning to the nest, Wang Mang saw that his little honey badger had caught a few poisonous snakes from somewhere and was chewing them with relish. After seeing Wang Mang return, the little guy crawled to Wang Mang's side and continued eating his spicy noodles. Over the past few days, Wang Mang had developed a pretty good relationship with this little thing. It even set up its new home in Wang Mang's cave. Usually, when it had nothing to do, it would find 2 spicy noodles on Wang Mang's territory to eat. Its life was pretty sweet right now. Thanks to that little badger's presence, Wang Mang's life had a little spot of color for the past half a month. After teasing this little fellow for a while, Wang Mang curled his body into a ball and fell asleep again. All in all, it was almost 4 months now. In summary, he had grown so much in 4 months. This was something Wang Mang had never expected. He did not expect that one day, he would become a legendary super python. In the blink of an eye, when Wang Mang opened his eyes again, it was night again. After Wang Mang left the nest, he rushed to the farm again. What made Wang Mang happy was that his father had indeed prepared tens of thousands of pigs for him again. Thus, Wang Mang naturally did not hold back and ate another 10,000 pigs. At this point, he had earned another 4.56 million evolution points. Now, he only needed to wait until the sky turned dark tomorrow. After eating the pigs, he would be able to evolve again. After evolution, his size would reach nearly 40 meters. At that time, it would naturally be the day Wang Mang fought the giant catfish of the Huanshan Reservoir. Thinking of this, Wang Mang could not help but feel his blood boil. He had not fought for almost a month. In fact, even after his evolution, Wang Mang did not have the chance to fight. After all, other than the two giant catfish in the reservoir, there were no other decent opponents for Wang Mang to fight. Wang Mang's current size was already too terrifying. The ordinary creatures on the surface were practically no match for him. The vast and endless sea was a different story, though. Wang Mang was also looking forward to venturing into the ocean. However, Wang Mang also knew that when he had enough strength, the day would eventually come when he conquered the four seas. However, that goal was still far away. After all, he was only 30-odd meters right now. He might not be invincible in the sea. There were all kinds of demons and monsters on land alone. Who knew what terrifying things existed in the sea? Moreover, Wang Mang did not believe that there was no such terrifying existence in the sea. After all, how big was the ocean? Just how many unknown and mysterious existences were there? Even the current technologically advanced humans were exploring the sea. This was because the ocean was really too big, occupying nearly 70% of the Earth's surface area. One could imagine how big the ocean was. Land only occupied 30% of the Earth's surface. In that endless sea, surely some marine creatures would have become spirits, right? If creatures on land could gain sentience and become spirits, the big guys in the sea could too, right? Wang Mang had a great deal of respect for the sea, so he did not even consider entering the ocean before he reached 100 meters in size. It was not because he was afraid of dying. He was just keeping his head down and developing at his own rate. Wang Mang's principle to ensure his continued survival had always been to develop in secret, one step at a time. There was nothing wrong with being careful. He only had one life. If he lost it, there might not be another. After all, ever since he turned into a giant python, Wang Mang had seen too many things that he had never seen before. Who knew how many more monsters there were on Earth? It was precisely because he did not know that he revered nature and was afraid of the unknown. After returning to the nest, Wang Mang obediently slept for the entire day. At night, Wang Mang left the nest impatiently. He suppressed the excitement in his heart and went to the farm. Sure enough, another 10,000 pigs were waiting for him. Wang Mang, who had long been unable to endure his hunger, rushed into the farm again and started killing crazily. 2 hours later, Wang Mang, who was covered in blood, crawled out of the pig pen. He had successfully devoured all 10,000 pigs tonight. Moreover, Wang Mang could already evolve again. When he was devouring the pigs earlier, Wang Mang heard the system notification. That meant the evolution points that Wang Mang obtained had already exceeded the amount required for evolution. Thinking of this, Wang Mang could not help but feel excited. He could not wait to go to the shore of the reservoir. After washing the smell of blood off his body, he quickly rushed back to the nest. After returning to the nest, Wang Mang hurriedly chanted, "System, start evolving." As soon as Wang Mang finished speaking, the system's familiar voice sounded. Ding! Successfully deducted 16 million evolution points. Beginning evolution. In the next moment, Wang Mang completely lost consciousness and began his evolution. 2 hours later, when the evolution was over, that Wang Mang slowly woke up. After observing his own condition, as expected, Wang Mang discovered that he had become even thicker and larger. As for the exact extent of the changes, Wang Mang also wanted to know. Every time he evolved, his strength would increase in all aspects. Thinking of this, Wang Mang muttered in his heart, "System, show my personal information." The next moment, his personal information appeared in front of him. Host, Wang Mang. Type, mutated Titan Python. Status, peak. Current status, mutated. Body, 39 meters long, 2.2 meters wide, and 10,000 kilograms heavy. Combat strength, 10,000 kilograms of bite force. Speed, 93 kilometers per hour. Skills, Deathbind, Peerless Poison Fang, Skin Camouflage, Steel Body, Super Self-Healing, Underwater Breathing, Bloodthirsty Rage Kill. Special, storage space, strength information detection. Divine power, king's enslavement. Evolution points, 1.56 million/32 million. Store, unopened. Chapter 84, 84 set off. Decisive battle with the giant catfish. 84 set off. Decisive battle with the giant catfish. After reading his personal information, Wang Mang was overjoyed. That was awesome. Now, his size had reached 39 meters. It had increased by 3 meters in an instant. Moreover, his weight had reached 10 tons. That was an increase of 2 tons. In addition, his body width had reached 2.2 meters. It increased by 0.4 meters. How should he conceptualize 2.2 meters? The height of a door was only about 2 meters. Moreover, this was only the width of Wang Mang's body. In addition, Wang Mang's head was at least 3 meters wide. Once he opened his bloody mouth, one could imagine how terrifying that scene would be. At this moment, Wang Mang's blood was boiling. With his current strength, he could already start a battle with the giant catfish. That was because Wang Mang had long been prepared. Once his body reached 39 meters, it would be the day he fought this giant catfish. Now was the time, finally. If he wanted to continue improving his strength, he still needed a lot of time. Moreover, his mutated Titan Python bloodline template had already developed to the extreme. If he wanted to continue evolving, he would have to buy a new bloodline template. Naturally, he would have to spend evolution points. It was precisely because of this that Wang Mang planned to slowly evolve after killing the giant catfish. After that, he would have to change his template bloodline. Thinking of this, Wang Mang's cold eyes were filled with fighting spirit. He wriggled his body, wishing he could set out and fight the giant catfish right now. However, after Wang Mang raised his head and looked outside the nest, he finally gave up on this thought. It was because even though it was not dawn yet, according to Wang Mang's guess, it would be soon. Moreover, his battle with the 2 giant catfishes in the reservoir was definitely not going to end in a short period of time. If he started the fight, once the sun rose, he would probably be exposed to countless fishing people. This was not what Wang Mang wanted to see, so he could only wait until dark before setting off into the reservoir. After that, one night was completely enough for him to fight the 2 giant catfishes in the reservoir. Thinking of this, Wang Mang could only temporarily suppress his anxiety. He coiled up and fell asleep. When night fell, Wang Mang first went to the farm and ate 10,000 pigs as usual. At this point, he easily earned another 4.5 million evolution points. After eating 10,000 pigs, Wang Mang rushed to the reservoir. After passing through the forest, Wang Mang arrived at the shore of the reservoir. He scared away countless small and medium-sized animals, then Wang Mang shook off the little badger on his body. "Little thing, return to the nest and wait for me." With that, Wang Mang got all pumped up. He slithered away and entered the reservoir. His huge body quickly swam on the water surface, causing layers of huge water ripples. After entering the water, Wang Mang swam toward his target in the west. This was the territory of the 2 giant catfishes. It was also the hiding place of many sentient fish. Therefore, as soon as he entered the western waters, Wang Mang saw many sentient fish. When these sentient fish saw Wang Mang, they were even more frightened and fled in all directions. Moreover, there were quite a few of them. Upon seeing this, Wang Mang could not help but think to himself, "When I'm done, where can you sentient fish hide?" Wang Mang swam quickly through the water with high fighting spirits. Soon, he was deep in the western waters. In fact, Wang Mang had also thought about whether he should fight one of the giant catfishes first or fight the 2 of them together. However, after thinking about it carefully, Wang Mang realized that these 2 giant catfish basically never left the western waters. If he wanted to fight, he could only fight with these 2 giant catfish at once. Since there was no way to defeat them one by one, Wang Mang gave up on this idea. At most, he would fight them head-on. The current Wang Mang was no longer the same as before. He had also turned from a python that was more than 20 meters long to a behemoth that was nearly 40 meters long. Therefore, Wang Mang was not afraid at all. The first time they met, the difference in size was too great. At this moment, Wang Mang's swimming speed slowed down. There was no other reason. The target he was looking for had already appeared. Wang Mang could see the water 200 meters ahead. It was a huge black catfish that was as huge as a ball. It was 36 meters long. Its mountainous body was like a huge cruise ship. At this moment, this behemoth that covered an area of water was swimming toward him at a terrifying speed. Similarly, Wang Mang did not show the slightest bit of fear. His enormous body swam even faster. In a short while, Wang Mang was less than 50 meters away from the huge black catfish. However, something unexpected happened. Just as the two were about to collide and burst into battle, the behemoth gradually slowed down and finally stopped. Its eyes, which were as big as basketballs, were sizing up Wang Mang for a long time. In the next moment, an old voice sounded in Wang Mang's mind. "Let us coexist. We can divide the core marrow together." Hearing this, Wang Mang was a little surprised. He did not expect this colossus to not attack. On the contrary, it actually gave in to him. However, after some thought, Wang Mang understood its reasoning. Perhaps his size and strength were not a threat to the giant catfish last time. But now, his size was so huge that this giant catfish took him seriously. Or rather, he now posed a credible threat to the giant catfish. Therefore, this giant catfish began to look at him seriously and treat him as an existence of the same level. Perhaps, if Wang Mang's size had not reached nearly 40 meters, this giant catfish would definitely not waste its breath on him. Thinking of this, Wang Mang could not help but sigh with emotion. Strength was everything. It was the same no matter where he went. In reality, Wang Mang's guess was indeed close to the answer. It was precisely because Wang Mang's size had reached nearly 40 meters that the giant catfish took his strength seriously. Furthermore, this giant catfish felt a strong sense of threat from Wang Mang. Therefore, the giant catfish agreed to allow Wang Mang to share the benefits with them. Of course, Wang Mang did not have such thoughts. That was because Wang Mang's mission was to kill these two giant catfishes. This meant that if Wang Mang wanted to complete the mission, he would not be able to get along with this giant catfish. Besides, sharing the benefits together was not as comfortable as enjoying the whole treasure alone. At the thought of this, Wang Mang's eyes turned red as he replied coldly, "There's no need. One master is enough in this huge reservoir." Chapter 85, 85 Helpless against the giant catfish. The corrosive poison takes effect. 85 Helpless against the giant catfish. The corrosive poison takes effect. This black super catfish was indeed an old monster that had lived for nearly 1,000 years. Wang Mang's words infuriated the black catfish even more. I see. It wasn't easy for you to reach this stage. Since you don't know how to cherish your good luck, I'll send you on your way. It's been a long time since I've eaten such a powerful python demon. At first, I wanted to keep you until you turn into a dragon before eating you. Unfortunately, you disrupted our plan, you reckless thing. You deserve to die. After hearing the black catfish's words, Wang Mang was stunned. He did not expect these two giant catfish to be so cunning. They actually wanted to wait until the other three pythons were about to transform into dragons before eating them. This was indeed a way to maximize the benefits. If they really managed to eat the three serpent dragons, the benefits would definitely be considerable. Thinking of this, Wang Mang had to admit that these old monsters who had lived for a long time were indeed very cunning. On the surface, the four sides of the reservoir seemed to get along well. The truth was, however, these two giant catfishes were raising the other three like cattle. They wanted to wait until the others were fat before killing them. However, Wang Mang did not care about the catfish's anger. He had come today to send these two giant catfishes on their way. As for the other giant catfish, why didn't it come out? However, Wang Mang did not care. In that case, he would send this giant catfish to hell first. Thinking of this, Wang Mang used three of his skills almost instantly. Super Self-Healing, Bloodthirsty Rage Kill, and Steel Body. After Wang Mang used his skill, his body became even darker and more dazzling. The palm-sized snake scales on his body were embedded in his huge body and shone like an indestructible steel armor. At this moment, the giant black catfish moved. Its huge body surged towards Wang Mang with a terrifying stream of water. It opened its terrifying bloody mouth, trying to swallow Wang Mang in one gulp. At the same time, as the terrifying giant catfish opened its bloody mouth that was more than 10 meters wide, Wang Mang could feel a terrifying suction force around him. The water around Wang Mang was being sucked over. Many sentient fish in the nearby waters struggled violently. However, in the end, these sentient fish were easily sucked into this bloody mouth. On the other hand, Wang Mang's huge body continued to swim, and he was not too affected by the suction force. After all, Wang Mang's size was undeniable. Seeing that Wang Mang was not sucked into his bloody mouth, the giant catfish kept its mouth open and quickly swam toward Wang Mang. The huge catfish's mouth, which was more than 10 meters long, had rows of sharp teeth that looked like saws. Seeing this, Wang Mang quickly moved his body and nimbly dodged the giant catfish's jaws. Moreover, when he swam past the black catfish, Wang Mang also seized the opportunity to counterattack. He opened his mouth and stabbed his two huge poisonous fangs into the giant catfish's body. What made Wang Mang heave a sigh of relief was that even though the black catfish's skin was as hard as rock, he could still bite through it. At the same time, Wang Mang injected the corrosive poison from his fangs into the giant catfish's body. After Wang Mang opened his bloody mouth, the huge black catfish struggled and rolled in pain. Its huge body began to thrash against the bottom of the water. The place where it collided with the water was where Wang Mang had injected his poisonous fangs. The thick flesh on the spot where Wang Mang's poisonous teeth had bitten the black catfish was actually rotting rapidly. The flesh on the wound was corroded into pus and blood. Seeing the power of his corrosive poison, Wang Mang could not help but secretly rejoice. The power of the corrosive poison did not disappoint him. It was beyond his expectations. If they did not fight in the water, if they were fighting on land instead, Wang Mang could just spray out his corrosive poison and easily kill this giant catfish. However, Wang Mang soon discovered that although his corrosive poison was very harmful, this giant catfish was even more ruthless. It simply yanked off a huge piece of its flesh. After this huge piece of flesh fell from the giant catfish's body, the poison turned it into blood, which then spread in the water. Then, Wang Mang saw new tender flesh growing at a speed visible to the naked eye from the huge catfish's wound. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang's heart sank. This giant catfish was indeed not easy to deal with. Its self-healing speed alone was not as fast as Wang Mang's, but it was not far off. At the thought of this, Wang Mang began to rely on his agility to swim around the black catfish. He then looked for a way to quickly kill the giant catfish. At the same time, this huge black catfish was furious and attacked Wang Mang again. After going back and forth a few times, Wang Mang nimbly dodged the giant catfish's attacks. This made the black catfish incomparably furious. This Wang Mang was too cunning. That was because Wang Mang did not fight it head-on, nor did he engage it in a brawl. On the contrary, Wang Mang relied on his agility to dodge its attacks. Moreover, no one knew what he was up to. In fact, Wang Mang was indeed looking for a way to quickly kill this big guy. Why would he bother engaging it in a physical brawl? In terms of physical strength, Wang Mang would definitely not be able to defeat this giant catfish. There was no doubt about that. The body width of this giant catfish was already 7 to 8 meters. Wang Mang really felt helpless against such a huge catfish. Could it be that he had to rely on death bind to strangle this 180-ton catfish to death? This was completely impossible. The giant catfish was 180 tons in size, and its body was 7 to 8 meters wide. Its size was completely terrifying. It was impossible for Wang Mang to kill the giant catfish with death bind. Fortunately, after searching for a while, Wang Mang finally found the giant catfish's weakness. The body of this giant catfish was indeed incomparably huge, and it had thick skin. However, this guy's eyes could not be armored too, right? At the thought of this, Wang Mang immediately moved his body and attacked the giant catfish. Seeing Wang Mang swimming over, the furious giant catfish opened its bloody mouth again, trying to bite Wang Mang to death. However, Wang Mang still easily dodged his bloody mouth and seized the opportunity to quickly coil around his body. Wang Mang's actions made the giant catfish panic. Even though he did not believe that Wang Mang would be able to kill him, once Wang Mang was wrapped around him, how was he going to attack Wang Mang? Moreover, all of his divine powers were not suitable for battle. Otherwise, the giant catfish would have long used its divine power to deal with Wang Mang. It was able to dominate the reservoir because of its huge body. This is a good opportunity. Now. At this moment, Wang Mang had already found an opportunity. Then, he opened his bloody mouth and quickly bit at the giant catfish's eye. Chapter 86, 86 Successfully Killing the Two Giant Catfish Bosses. Big Gains. 86 Successfully Killing the Two Giant Catfish Bosses. Big Gains. PSSH. Wang Mang's sharp fangs pierced through one of the catfish's eyes. Blood splattered everywhere. At the same time, Wang Mang's fangs injected his target with a large amount of corrosive poison. As a result, this huge catfish went completely crazy. One of its eyes was rapidly corroding into pus and blood. At the same time, the giant catfish began to struggle madly. He began to run around in the water, trying to shake Wang Mang off. However, not only did the giant catfish not throw Wang Mang off, but it also gave Wang Mang a chance to blind its other eye. At this point, the giant catfish had completely lost its vision. This made the giant catfish go completely crazy. It struggled in pain, thrashing around like a five-headed fly. Its eyes were also rapidly rotting from the corrosive poison. As the giant catfish struggled wildly, Wang Mang kept opening his bloody mouth and biting the giant catfish's body. His poisonous teeth injected a large amount of corrosive poison into its system. At the same time, in the distant waters, the other giant catfish that had rushed over was even more shocked and furious when it saw this scene. It did not expect everything would be over in a moment. The brother it had accompanied for nearly 1,000 years was about to be killed by this python. Die. A furious mental fluctuation was suddenly transmitted into Wang Mang's mind. Wang Mang raised his huge head and saw a 36-meter-tall black catfish rushing over from the distant water. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang sneered in his heart and could not help but think in high spirits. If this is all these two giant catfish are capable of, I'll kill them both tonight. Wang Mang's fighting spirit soared. After seeing the giant catfish rushing toward him, Wang Mang quickly let go of the giant catfish that he had almost killed. Then, Wang Mang twisted his huge body and swam toward the other giant catfish. As for the giant catfish that he had injected with a large amount of corrosive poison, it was already dead. Wang Mang had already injected a large amount of corrosive poison into the giant catfish's head, heart, and various parts of its body. Therefore, this giant catfish was basically finished. It could only wait for death. That was why Wang Mang was able to free himself to deal with another giant catfish. Similarly, Wang Mang did not choose to fight head-on against this rapidly charging giant catfish. Wang Mang also swam toward it. After a few exchanges, Wang Mang understood the strength of this giant catfish. It was about the same as the giant catfish from before. What delighted Wang Mang the most was that these two giant catfishes did not have any combat abilities. Therefore, Wang Mang was completely relieved. He could use the same method to deal with this giant catfish without any worries. 10 minutes later, Wang Mang seized the opportunity again and immediately coiled around the second giant catfish. Then, Wang Mang did the same thing and launched an attack on the giant catfish. This giant catfish also became incomparably flustered as it coiled behind Wang Mang. One moment, it was hitting the bottom of the water, and the next moment, the fish jumped out of the water and smashed into the surface of the lake. However, no matter how it struggled, Wang Mang was not thrown off its body. Moreover, in order not to end up like its brother, it kept shaking its huge head and running around in the water. It even stuck its head into the mud, afraid that Wang Mang would bite its eyes blind. Unfortunately, no matter how it struggled, it was useless against Wang Mang. Helpless, the giant catfish even begged Wang Mang for mercy. Wang Mang could not help but feel rather proud of himself, yet he ignored the catfish's pleas. He kept opening his bloody mouth and biting the giant catfish. The giant catfish also struggled in pain, but it was useless. In the end, this giant catfish could not help but end up like its brother. First, its eyes were blinded. Then, a large amount of corrosive poison was injected into his heart. At this point, the two giant catfish were on the verge of death, and their ability to struggle was getting weaker and weaker. At the verge of dawn, the two big fish gradually stopped struggling. At the same time, the bodies of the two behemoths gradually floated toward the surface of the water. After killing these two giant catfish, even Wang Mang found it unbelievable. To be honest, those two giant catfishes were way too king weak. Their skin was a little rough, but that was all. They did not seem to be any powerful skills. At this moment, Wang Mang still felt like he was dreaming. It simply felt unreal. He did not expect that killing these two giant catfishes would go so smoothly. If he had known that the two giant catfish were so weak, being only a bunch of tanks with thick skin, he would not have waited until he reached 40 meters. However, what Wang Mang did not know was that if he had not upgraded his poison fangs, he might not have been able to defeat the two giant catfish so easily. This was because the corrosive poison was too strong. It could even instantly corrode metal. The defense of these two giant catfishes was comparable to hard rocks. They were indeed thick-skinned. However, if Wang Mang did not evolve and become stronger, if he did not increase his bite force and increase his strength in all aspects, it would be impossible for Wang Mang to end the battle so easily. Therefore, every time Wang Mang increased his strength, it was a comprehensive increase. What surprised Wang Mang a little was that these two giant catfishes were really tenacious. The two giant catfish actually held on until dawn. Even at the end, they were completely unwilling to die. Back to the present, the two huge bodies floated on the water after they died. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang began to feel a headache. He was extremely exasperated. Because the sky was already bright. If he wanted to eat these two big guys, he would definitely have to surface. At that time, he would be exposed to the fishing crowd. However, was Wang Mang supposed to give up on these two big guys? He could never bear to abandon his spoils just like that. Those were all evolution points. Those two weighed 180 tons each. If he devoured them, how many evolution points would they give him? Even though Wang Mang himself did not know, he knew it would be considerable. Therefore, it was impossible for Wang Mang to abandon these two giant catfishes. Forget it. So be it. I've been exposed twice in the past anyway. Besides, if I stay in my own reservoir for a long time in the future, I won't have to worry about being targeted on land. Thinking of this, Wang Mang moved his huge body and prepared to devour the two behemoths. At this moment, the familiar voice of the system sounded again. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have completed the mission. You have successfully killed the giant catfish. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have received a reward. Opening the shop for free. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have received a reward. 10 million evolution points. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang was overjoyed. This was because the gains this time were really huge. There were simply all kinds of benefits. Not only did he obtain 10 million evolution points, the system also rewarded him with the free opening of the shop. Of course, the current Wang Mang did not have the time to study the shop. Because the huge bodies of these two giant catfishes were still waiting for him to enjoy. Similarly, Wang Mang also wanted to know. How many evolution points could these two giant catfish that had lived for nearly 1,000 years give him? Chapter 87, 87A Giant Catfish is actually worth 5 million evolution points. 87A Giant Catfish is actually worth 5 million evolution points. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was extremely excited. There were too many things worth being happy about. Don't forget the rewards. The two huge catfish corpses in front of him alone were a good harvest. Moreover, from now on, he would be the true overlord of the reservoir. From the moment he defeated and killed the two giant catfish, he was the true owner of the Huanshan reservoir. In the past, he could at most be considered a landlord in the reservoir. However, he was not the master of the reservoir, because the giant catfish was the real overlord. Now, though, he had already killed all the existences in the reservoir that could resist him. In the future, the sentient big fish resources in the reservoir would truly belong to him alone. Just thinking about it made him overjoyed. Never mind, I'll eat these two giant catfishes first before sorting out the gains from this battle. Wang Mang's gaze landed on the corpses of the two giant catfish above the water. The corpses of these two giant catfishes were too big. They were simply like small cruise ships that occupied a large area of the water. Similarly, some of the sentient fish also discovered that the two giant catfishes were dead. However, these two giant catfish had dominated the reservoir for too long. Therefore, although these sentient fish wanted to eat the corpses of the two giant catfish, they did not dare to approach. At the same time, Wang Mang wriggled his huge body and swam to the surface happily. What he was worried about was how many people were fishing in the reservoir. Hopefully, there would not be too many. Wang Mang muttered to himself. However, Wang Mang's plan was obviously going to fail. That was because there were already many people on the shore of the reservoir. At this moment, the fisherman inadvertently saw two huge black objects floating on the lake in the middle of the reservoir. For a moment, the crowd was discussing spiritedly. However, they wanted to see what it was, but because they were far away, they could not see the huge object floating on the water. Among these fishing people was the beautiful streamer who relied on Wang Mang to become popular, Lil Su. At this moment, Lil Su was fishing happily on the shore. At the same time, she said to the camera in the live stream, "Sweeties, let me tell you something. This is the most awesome reservoir I've ever seen. Over the past few days, there have been pythons and water monsters. There are also many big fish. Yesterday, someone caught a huge fish nearly 2 meters long in this reservoir. 2 meters. Can you imagine how big the rest are, my sweeties?" Upon hearing the beautiful streamer's words, the comments on the live stream immediately changed. "Guns Teal, show, I don't want to listen to your nonsense. I want to see you get so scared you wet yourself. Widow Night Raider, streamer, don't forget your roots. It's all thanks to the giant python that you became popular. Hurry up, show us the giant python. Team leader, that's right. Streamer, we're here to watch you spray, not to watch you fish. Visitor 7568, excuse me, is this streamer the female lead of the previous Python Gate incident? Fujoshi's love abs, what's Python Gate? I only heard about Watergate. What am I missing out on?" After seeing the style of the live stream, the beautiful streamer, Little Sue, was speechless. Ever since she became popular, her style had completely changed. There were even many rich patrons who sent her private messages. They said that they wanted to see her perform the snake drilling. The price was negotiable. If it weren't for her good temper, she would have cursed them out. What the hell was that? How could they think of such a perverted request? At this moment, the beautiful streamer Little Sue suddenly heard exclamations. F***CK. Look. That black super python has appeared again. Oh my god. There's an unknown huge black object on the water in the middle of the reservoir. It looks like a fish, oh my god. Could it be that the super water monster in the reservoir was killed by this super python? Little Sue was even more stunned when she saw what they were talking about. At this moment, on the surface of the reservoir, a huge black python jumped out of the water. Then, the black super python dragged an unknown huge object into the water. Upon seeing this scene, Little Sue quickly turned the camera of the live stream to the water. At the same time, she explained excitedly, "Sweeties, the python you wanted to see just appeared. According to the other fishing people here, it seems that an unknown huge black object in the water might be a water monster. I heard from my fishing friends that this water monster might have been killed by the black python in the reservoir. I saw it with my own eyes just now. That python dragged a huge black object into the water. Oh my god. That black super python is too powerful." At the same time, the other fishing people on the shore were also excited and discussing fervently. This was the third time so many fishermen had seen this black super python. At this moment, a middle-aged man said with a trembling voice, "It's true, that python does live in this reservoir." Another young man said excitedly, "If not for the fact that my drone can't fly so far, I would definitely film it." The rest of the fishing crowd also spoke up. F***CK, looks like I can't come here to fish anymore. It feels so dangerous. Yeah. Although there are a lot of big fish in this reservoir, there are also water monsters and super pythons. I feel like my life is in danger just by fishing. Fortunately, I didn't hear anything about this super python attacking people. Better safe than sorry. I think we can invite Bear. Isn't he known as the man at the top of the food chain? What can he do? It's useless. Look at how big this python is. Just as the fishing people by the reservoir were still discussing, Wang Mang finally took a full 2 hours to devour the giant catfish with the help of his corrosive poison. At the same time, the system's voice sounded. Ding. Congratulations, host. You have successfully devoured the giant catfish demon. You have obtained 5 million evolution points. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang was completely stunned. He had only devoured one giant catfish, and he had already obtained 5 million evolution points. The size of these two giant catfishes was unprecedentedly large. But wasn't it too valuable? 5 million points was comparable to Wang Mang eating more than 10,000 pigs. However, these two big fellows had lived for nearly 1,000 years, after all. Moreover, they were extremely rare, so Wang Mang finally understood why they were worth so much. After all, Wang Mang had never heard of a catfish that could grow to the point of being comparable to a blue whale. Wang Mang was even happier now. One giant catfish was worth 5 million evolution points. That meant he would get 10 million evolution points from the two catfish. Didn't this mean that he was about to evolve again? Thinking of this, Wang Mang was simply too excited. He even had the urge to laugh out loud. Just the evolution points alone were worth 20 million. Chapter 88, 88 Choosing to buy a new Python Bloodline template. 88 Choosing to buy a new Python Bloodline template. Therefore, Wang Mang quickly spent another 2 hours devouring the second giant catfish. After Wang Mang swallowed the giant catfish, the system's familiar voice sounded again. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have devoured the giant catfish demon and obtained 5 million evolution points. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang was overjoyed. That felt so good. So satisfying. At the same time, Wang Mang wanted to see how many evolution points he had accumulated. Thinking of this, Wang Mang muttered in his heart, "System, show my personal information." The next moment, his personal information appeared in front of him. Host, Wang Mang. Type, Mutated Titan Python. Status, Peak. Current status, Mutated. Physique, 39 meters long, 2.2 meters wide, 10,000 kilograms. Combat strength, bite force 10,000 kilograms, speed 93 kilometers per hour. Skills, Deathbind, corrosive poison, skin camouflage, steel body, super self-healing, underwater breathing, bloodthirsty rage kill. Special, storage space, strength information detection. Divine power, king's enslavement. Evolution points, 26.36 million/32 million. Shop, opened. After reading his personal information, Wang Mang was overjoyed. As expected, he was about to evolve. Wang Mang could not help but feel excited. This was definitely the fastest time he had accumulated evolution points. As expected, when the system issued missions, the rewards were always generous. Right now, Wang Mang was in a very good mood. He swam around the huge reservoir without restraint. Now, he was the true overlord of the entire reservoir. He could go anywhere. This would be his territory from now on. And it was his alone. This made Wang Mang feel somewhat emotional. After so long, he had finally conquered the reservoir that belonged to his family. That meant he could call himself the king of a reservoir now. I wonder. Can I be considered the king of an area according to the demon's standards now? Wang Mang, who was in high spirits, moved his body and arrived at the western waters. As expected, not only were the western waters incomparably vast, but there were also many sentient fish. It could even be said that because of Wang Mang's frenzied slaughter, these sentient fish were scared off to the west. Not only that, when these sentient fish saw Wang Mang, they were even more frightened and fled in all directions. They were running around frantically in the reservoir. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang smiled proudly. This time, I've occupied the entire Huanshan reservoir. Let's see where you can run to. Wang Mang's mood became even better. He geared up to harvest the sentient fish again. He was still lacking a few million evolution points. He would use these sentient fish to make up for it. Thinking of this, Wang Mang began to slaughter these sentient fish. Of course, now that the entire reservoir was now his, he would not eat all of these sentient fish at once. Therefore, Wang Mang showed more mercy this time. He chose to spare the sentient fish that were less than 5 meters long. Just a while ago, the giant catfish were still eating the sentient big fish in the reservoir. Now, he had nothing to worry about anymore. The problem was that the entire reservoir was now his. The sentient fish in the reservoir naturally became his resources. This was also the reason why Wang Mang chose to show a little bit of mercy. At the same time, as Wang Mang devoured fish in a frenzy, the system notifications kept sounding. Ding! Congratulations to the host for devouring an 8-meter-long mutated catfish. You have obtained 40,000 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for devouring a 9-meter-long arapaima. You have obtained 50,000 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for devouring 11-meter-long arapaima. You have obtained 60,000 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for devouring a 12-meter-long mutated catfish. You have obtained 60,000 evolution points. This slaughter continued until the sky turned dark. If the fishermen on the shore often observed, they would notice that blood often appeared on the surface of the water. This was entirely because of Wang Mang's frenzied slaughter. It was not until dark that Wang Mang heard the system's evolution notification. Wang Mang finally recovered from his excitement. Could he finally evolve again? Wang Mang thought excitedly. At this moment, the system's familiar voice sounded. Ding! The host has accumulated enough evolution points. But the host's current mutated Titan Python template can no longer evolve. Ding! Please buy a new template to complete the next evolution. After hearing the system's words, Wang Mang was stunned. Only after thinking about it carefully did Wang Mang remember. His size had already grown to the mutated Titan Python's limits. At the thought of this, Wang Mang suddenly came to a realization. Then, he hurriedly said, "System, start choosing the evolution template." The next moment, the system's familiar voice sounded, "The following templates are available for the host to choose. Please choose on your own." Name: Deep-Sea Giant Python. Introduction: Deep-sea pythons are legendary pythons that live in the deep sea. This kind of deep-sea python has lived on Earth for 300 million years. Its growth limit can reach 60 meters and its weight can reach about 50 tons. Price: 15 million evolution points. Name: River Sea Serpent. Introduction: This is a species of giant python that evolved. Because of the fleshy horns on its head, it is rumored to be a serpent dragon. Few specimens are active in the rivers near civilization. Its growth limit can reach 200 meters. Price: 10 billion evolution points. Name: Roaming Hellish Python. Introduction: This is a python that lives in a fantasy world. Rumor has it that it comes from the netherworld. Because it is extremely ferocious and terrifying, it is also known as the roaming hell python. The limit of its growth is unknown. Price: unknown. Name: Nine-colored heaven-swallowing python. Introduction: This is a type of giant python that lives in the world of battle auras. It is rumored that after passing the heavenly tribulation, the python obtained divine powers that can defy the heavens and earth. The limit of its growth is unknown. Price: 10 billion evolution points. Name: Space Python. Introduction: This is a type of giant python that lives in the universe. Legend has it that when it grows to the limit, it has the ability to devour the Earth, Sun, and Moon. The limit of its growth is unknown. Price: unknown. After reading the choices given by the system, Wang Mang was completely dumbfounded. Was there a choice? He had no choice at all. That was because he could only afford the deep-sea giant python. He could not afford the other template bloodlines at all. This simply made Wang Mang want to curse. If he could not afford them, why did the system introduce them to him? Thinking of this, Wang Mang became a little unhappy. At this moment, the system's voice sounded. I suggest that you open the shop and take a look. There are newbie benefits in the shop. After hearing the system notification, Wang Mang cheered up. He did not expect that there would be any benefits so soon after opening the shop. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was instantly overjoyed. He hurriedly said, "System, open the shop." In the next moment, a huge round compass appeared in front of Wang Mang. It looked like a lottery wheel. Wang Mang took a closer look. It really was a lottery wheel. In addition, there were a total of 9 prizes on the wheel. They were: Prize: Space Python. Prize: Deep-Sea Giant Python. Prize: 10 million evolution points. Prize, 100 million evolution points. Prize, 90% evolution card. Prize, 10% evolution card. Prize, 1 million evolution points. Prize, 50% evolution card. Prize, thank you for participating. Prize, try again. Chapter 89, 89 Successful Evolution Again. I feel invincible. 89 Successful Evolution Again. I feel invincible. Other than that. After looking at the 9 prizes, Wang Mang also saw that he seemed to have 2 free lucky draws. At the thought of this, Wang Mang became a little excited. System, are the mall's benefits free for me to draw twice? The system's familiar voice sounded, yes, these are the mall's newbie benefits. The host can spin the lucky wheel for free twice. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang could not help but be happy. 2 chances. He could just randomly draw 2. For example, he could obtain the bloodline of the space python. This reward was not bad. Or a 10% discount evolution card. As for why Wang Mang wanted the 10% evolution card, this was because this thing only needed a 10% discount to evolve. For example, right now, Wang Mang needed 32 million evolution points to evolve again. However, if he used the 10% evolution card, he would only need to spend 3.2 million evolution points to evolve. Although a 10% evolution card could only be used once, a 10% evolution card was too awesome. Just imagine how many evolution points Wang Mang would need to evolve at the later stages. It was simply unimaginable. However, with this thing, he only needed 10% of the necessary evolution points to evolve. Of course, Wang Mang did not know whether he could obtain it or not. Therefore, Wang Mang couldn't wait to say, "System, let's start the lottery." The next moment, the system's familiar voice sounded. Ding! Drawing the lottery. As soon as the system finished speaking, Wang Mang saw the wheel of fortune spinning rapidly. Give me a 10% discount card. Oh! The interstellar python template is fine too. If it really doesn't work, just give me 100 million evolution points. Wang Mang couldn't help but feel a little nervous as he stared at the wheel. A minute later, the wheel of fortune finally stopped. Wang Mang's heart couldn't help but tighten. The next moment, the system's familiar voice sounded. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have received a 90% discount card. Hearing the system notification, Wang Mang was extremely depressed. In the end, the wheel of fortune was firmly nailed to the 90% evolution card. However, now that he had drawn it, there was nothing Wang Mang could do. 90% evolution card. It could also save him 10% of the required evolution points. It was better than nothing. At the thought of this, Wang Mang could only comfort himself in his heart. Then, Wang Mang said in his heart, "System, start the lottery again." As soon as he finished speaking, the system's familiar voice sounded. Ding! Drawing the lottery. Then, the wheel of fortune started spinning again. Goddess of luck. Drop something good for me. Wang Mang was extremely nervous. If he did not get anything good this time, he would not have any more free lucky draws. A minute later. Coupled with Wang Mang's nervousness, the wheel of fortune finally slowed down. At the same time, the system's voice sounded, Ding! Congratulations to the host. You have obtained the Deep Sea Python Bloodline template. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang was neither really happy, nor could he be said to be disappointed. The only downside was that he couldn't get any better prizes. However, his luck wasn't too bad. At least he got a Deep Sea Python Bloodline template for free. The Bloodline template of this Deep Sea Python was also worth 15 million. At the very least, it was enough for him to use for now. Thinking of this, Wang Mang's mood became much better. Forget it, forget it. That was it. At the same time, the system's voice sounded again, Ding! Congratulations, host, you have successfully replaced the template. Ding! Host's old template has been successfully sold. Reward, 10,000 evolution points. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang knew that he needed to find a place to evolve. There was no shortage of templates or evolution points. With this thought in mind, Wang Mang composed himself and moved his huge body toward the shore. He planned to return to the shore and eat the pigs before returning to the nest to evolve. 10 minutes later, Wang Mang returned to the shore of Huanshan Reservoir. Then, he moved his body toward the farm. After arriving at the farm, sure enough, Wang Mang discovered that his father had already prepared 10,000 pigs. Therefore, Wang Mang could not wait to go to the farm and eat these 10,000 pigs again. 2 hours later, Wang Mang, who had finished eating the pig, gained another 4.5 million evolution points. Thereafter, Wang Mang went to the shore of the reservoir in satisfaction and washed away the smell of blood on his body. After returning to the nest, Wang Mang couldn't wait to say in his heart, "System, start evolving." The next moment, the system's familiar voice sounded. Ding! 32 million evolution points have been successfully deducted. Evolution commencing. As soon as the system finished speaking, Wang Mang gradually lost consciousness. 2 hours later, Wang Mang woke up from his evolution. First of all, his size naturally became even thicker. Then, Wang Mang discovered that his strength was also good. He was much stronger than before in all aspects. Of course, Wang Mang wasn't too sure how much he had changed or how much he had improved. Therefore, Wang Mang muttered in his heart, "System, open my personal information." The next moment, his personal information appeared in front of him. Host, Wang Mang. Type, Deep Sea Giant Python. Status, Adult. Current status, Healthy. Body, 42 meters long, 2.5 meters wide, 13,000 kilograms. Combat strength, bite force 13,000 kilograms, speed 93 kilometers per hour. Skills, death entanglement, corrosive poison, color disguise, steel body, super self-healing, water breathing, bloodthirsty kill. Special, storage space, information detection, 90% evolution card. Divine power, king's enslavement. Evolution points, 11 million/64 million. Maul, activated. After reading his personal information, Wang Mang nodded in satisfaction. The evolution this time had indeed made him much stronger. His weight had increased from 10 tons to 13 tons. He had directly increased by 3 tons. His body length increased from 39 meters to 42 meters. Now, he was a true colossus. His body width had also increased to 2.5 meters. Although it did not look like it had increased much, the width of his body was already very exaggerated. If he lay on the ground, his huge body could directly block the road. The current Wang Mang really wanted to find another target to fight. At the same time, Wang Mang guessed that if he were to face 2 more giant catfishes now, with his current strength, he could probably kill the 2 giant catfishes much more easily. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was in a great mood. In reality, if he counted the time spent properly, he had been developing wretchedly for a few months. Now, he had finally reached 40 meters. With his current size, there were definitely no creatures on land that could challenge him. Such a huge body gave Wang Mang a mysterious confidence. He felt that he was almost invincible. It could be said that the current Wang Mang had become extremely arrogant. Chapter 90, 90 Bringing a Birthday Gift to the Tree Demon King. 90 Bringing a Birthday Gift to the Tree Demon King. This invincible joy made Wang Mang happy for a long time before he finally calmed down. At the same time, he also felt invincible and lonely. After all, he had even taken back the reservoir. Now, it seemed that his life was about to peak, right? Oh, that's not right. According to the current situation, it could only be considered a moderately well-off life. Thinking of this, Wang Mang once again told himself not to be too arrogant. However, his current size was indeed very inflating. He felt that he should be the largest python on land, right? When he thought of this, Wang Mang felt even more complacent in his heart. Looking at the gradually brightening sky outside the nest, Wang Mang gave up on the idea of leaving. Originally, he was prepared to find a better nest. This was because the current nest was really a little too crowded for Wang Mang. As his size continued to increase, the way he would feel about the environment he lived in would also change. Forget it, I'll think of a better land nest tonight. After muttering to himself, Wang Mang looked at the little guy and suddenly had an idea. Would this little guy's intelligence increase if it ate the spiritual fish? After having this sudden thought, Wang Mang curled up into a ball and fell asleep. At night, Wang Mang opened his cold eyes and prepared to leave the nest. At this moment, the little guy was chirping non-stop. He immediately got up and followed him. Seeing this, Wang Mang didn't mind. The longer this little thing stayed with him, the more it liked to follow him. Now, he had gotten used to this little thing's company. After leaving the nest, Wang Mang began to search for a new nest. The nest he needed ought to be a cave-like structure, and the bigger the hole, the better. After all, Wang Mang was 2.5 meters wide and more than 40 meters long. Ordinary caves simply could not accommodate a colossus like Wang Mang. Another factor to consider was that the nest could not be too far from the farm. If it was too far away, it would be inconvenient for him to go to the farm every night. Therefore, this time, Wang Mang searched for a long time before he found a cave that looked pretty good. This cave bore into the mountain. Weeds grew outside the cave, almost completely covering it. After finding this cave, Wang Mang was about to enter when he heard the roar of a bear coming from the cave. A 3-meter-tall, dark-skinned bear rushed out of the cave. The originally aggressive black bear was stunned when it saw Wang Mang at the entrance of the cave. His originally ferocious and terrifying posture immediately disappeared as it shrank into a ball and whimpered. Its black eyes were filled with fear. Seeing this, Wang Mang was simply speechless. Who said bears were stupid? It also knows fear, all right. At the thought of this, Wang Mang thought to himself, I'm in a good mood today, so I'll spare your bear life. Then, Wang Mang ignored the black bear and entered the cave. Seeing that Wang Mang did not attack him, the black bear was very happy and ran away. As for the issue of the nest being occupied, Wang Mang reckoned that it paled in comparison to his existence. Obviously, everything had a spirit, and animals were not fools. Their intelligence might not be very high, but they were definitely not too stupid. At this moment, after entering the cave, Wang Mang sized it up and was even more satisfied. The cave entrance was about 3.5 meters wide, and the inside was even more spacious. The only flaw was that there was only one entrance and exit, but overall, Wang Mang was very satisfied. From now on, this will be my lair. This place isn't too far from the farm, and it's not too far from the reservoir either. This is great. It's decided then. Wang Mang nodded in satisfaction. Other than some animal bones piled up in the cave, it was still very clean. After confirming the new nest, Wang Mang crawled out of the cave and rushed to the farm with the little guy following along. After arriving at the farm, Wang Mang ate another 10,000 pigs and successfully earned about 4.5 million evolution points. Then, Wang Mang left the farm in satisfaction and went to the shore of the reservoir to wash off the blood on his body. After washing his body clean of the smell of blood, Wang Mang entered the reservoir and roamed around freely to patrol his territory. At this moment, Wang Mang saw a huge eagle above his head. It spread its 4-meter-long wings and circled in the sky. It even let out an ear-piercing eagle cry. Chirp chirp. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang raised his huge snake head, feeling a little puzzled. At this moment, a mental message filled Wang Mang's mind. Where's the giant catfish that lives here? After hearing this, Wang Mang's cold snake eyes stared fixedly at the eagle in the sky. At the same time, Wang Mang opened his bloody mouth and replied, Why are you looking for the giant catfish demon? The eagle hovering in the sky sent another mental wave. You're a subordinate of the giant catfish demon, right? Go and inform the giant catfish demon that our tree demon king is celebrating his 3000th birthday tomorrow. Tell him not to forget to send his subordinates bearing congratulatory gifts. Hearing this, Wang Mang couldn't help but gasp in his heart. 3,000 years old. Didn't that mean that the tree demon king that the eagle mentioned had lived for 3,000 years? *CK. Didn't this mean that this tree demon existed in the Qin dynasty? No. It even existed before the Qin dynasty. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was even more shocked. It had at least 3,000 years of cultivation. This tree demon had probably already become a spirit in ancient times, right? Otherwise, why would it demand the 2 giant catfish demons send their subordinates to send congratulatory gifts? With this thought in mind, Wang Mang knew that he absolutely couldn't afford to offend an ancient that had lived for 3,000 years. Before determining the other party's strength, it was best not to rashly offend this so-called tree demon king. Thinking of this, Wang Mang replied helplessly, but the two giant catfish demons are already dead. What? They're dead? Those two giant catfishes have been cultivating for 1,000 years. How could they die so easily? The eagle circling in the sky almost fell into the water. It was clearly in disbelief. Faced with Eagle's question, Wang Mang was a little speechless. He couldn't possibly say that he was the one who killed them. However, before Wang Mang could answer, the eagle sent a mental fluctuation that left no room for doubt. Since the two giant catfish demons are dead, this is your territory, right? In that case, have your subordinates send a congratulatory gift tomorrow. Don't gift lousy items to try to fool the tree demon king. Otherwise, if the king gets angry, you'll end up dead. Little python demon. Let me tell you. Even the few demon flood dragons in the Qiantang River and many small demons in the greater Xing'an mountain range don't dare to act rashly when they see our king. Chapter 91, 91 The tiger demon seems very passionate. 91 The tiger demon seems very passionate. Upon hearing this, Wang Mang was secretly shocked. He did not expect there to be so many demons. From this message, he could tell that there were many demons in the Red Empire. Moreover, those who could be warned by the eagle were probably not ordinary demons. Thinking of this, Wang Mang felt a little helpless. He had just evolved to more than 40 meters. He hadn't even started to feel high-spirited yet. Now, according to the mouth of this eagle, he was actually just a little python demon. To be honest, this was a blow to Wang Mang's confidence. Originally, Wang Mang thought that he was almost invincible. However, from the eagle's tone, he was thinking too optimistic. Were there really dragons in the tide of the Qiantang River? Flood dragons. Of course, Wang Mang knew the truth. This was an evolutionary creature that evolved from a python. Flood dragons were also known as creatures that resembled dragons the most, but they were definitely not real dragons. Wang Mang only had a rough impression of dragons from movies. He had never seen one in real life. He had never even seen a flood dragon. However, Wang Mang knew that he could not afford to offend a dragon at the moment. Not only a dragon, but he might not even be able to afford to offend a flood dragon at this stage. Flood dragons evolved from pythons. These fellows who had become flood dragons clearly wanted to transform into dragons. However, it was clearly impossible to transform into a dragon. Even now, Wang Mang still remembered what the old cultivator he had killed had said. Now that the spiritual chi of heaven and earth was thin, it was unable to support these flood dragons in their transformation into dragons. Moreover, the system had said that the spiritual chi of heaven and earth was indeed extremely thin. It was difficult to even meet demons, yet he still wanted to transform into a dragon. He had to be dreaming. Therefore, Wang Mang really didn't have much interest in transforming into a dragon. As long as it did not affect his strength, so what if he stayed a giant python? However, on second thought, Wang Mang felt a headache ensuing. He didn't have any treasures to give to this so-called tree demon king. If there was really a treasure, he would not be willing to give it to other demons. Wouldn't it be good if he enjoyed it alone? At the thought of this, Wang Mang replied to the eagle above his head, "Brother Eagle. It's not that I want to offer a treasure. I really don't have anything to offer." Wang Mang's words angered the eagle, and an angry voice immediately sounded. "All right. I asked you to send a birthday gift, but you actually dared to refuse. I'll report to the tree demon king to teach you a lesson. You little python demon. You actually don't know how to appreciate kindness." With that, the big eagle prepared to flap its wings and leave. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang hurriedly replied, "Brother Eagle, wait a moment. Brother Eagle, give me some advice. I really don't know what treasure to give you." Hearing Wang Mang's tone, it didn't sound like he was lying. After circling for a while, the eagle landed on Wang Mang's body and said, "Little python demon, what do you have for me?" After hearing this, how could Wang Mang not understand that this eagle wanted some benefits? The problem was that Wang Mang really did not know what benefits this eagle wanted. After all, this was his first time in the monster circle. He was just a rookie. Wang Mang could only ask tentatively, "Brother Eagle, what do you like?" The eagle stared at Wang Mang for a while and said, "I see many spiritual fish demons in this reservoir. Can you catch a few for me to taste?" After being speechless for a while, Wang Mang had no choice but to catch two 7-meter-long spiritual fish for it. After seeing the spiritual fish, the eagle monster directly pecked open the stomach of the spiritual fish. It took out two round pearls from the stomach of the spiritual fish and swallowed them before saying in satisfaction, "Actually, in the past, the gift that the giant catfish demon gave to the tree demon king was just a token. However, this year is different from the past. This is the 3000th birthday of the tree demon king. Of course, the gifts can't be too bad. How about this? Brother Giant Python, since you don't have any treasures, why don't you see if you can draw any inspiration while you travel? Coincidentally, I have to inform an old tree demon and a tiger demon after this. Their territory is not far from here. Brother Giant Python, why don't you come with me to see what they're giving us? That way, you can come up with ideas for a congratulatory gift as well." Upon hearing this, Wang Mang's eyes lit up. In that case, wouldn't he have successfully infiltrated the demon circle? At the same time, he could also meet the so-called tree demon king and other demons. This was indeed a very good opportunity. He could also see the strength of these demons. With this thought in mind, Wang Mang said with interest, "All right, Brother Eagle, I'll set off with you." Seeing that Wang Mang was willing to listen to his opinion, the eagle monster was even more satisfied with Wang Mang. "Let's go then." Hearing this, Wang Mang said worriedly, "Brother Eagle, do you think we should take the forest route? It won't be good if we're exposed and discovered by humans." The eagle flapped its wings nonchalantly. "Don't worry. We monsters won't easily come into contact with humans. Besides, our active routes are basically depopulated. In this world, the Dragon Kingdom's influence is too strong. Thus, we demons better not provoke these humans." Hearing this, Wang Mang secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Then, he followed the eagle and set off. Fortunately, Wang Mang's speed was not bad. His huge body easily passed through the mountains and forests. 2 hours later, Wang Mang arrived at a large mountain. At this moment, Wang Mang was already 100 miles away from his own territory. As soon as he entered this forest, Wang Mang could sense a powerful aura in this forest. At this moment, Wang Mang also stopped. He saw that the eagle was still circling in the air and chirping. Before long, a 7-meter-long multicolored tiger appeared from a cave at the peak of the mountain. It jumped both horizontally and vertically, and it was shockingly agile. With a single leap, it actually traveled more than 10 meters. A moment later, he arrived at the location of the eagle. At the same time, Wang Mang also realized that this big multicolored tiger's aura was too powerful. It was even more powerful than the 5 huge Siberian tigers he had seen before in the beast god space. Furthermore, it could even give Wang Mang a faint sense of danger. This made Wang Mang not dare to underestimate this multicolored tiger before him. Moreover, after careful observation, Wang Mang discovered that the fierce aura this big multicolored tiger gave off was too strong. It was completely incomparable to the 5 Manchurian tigers in the beast god space. Is this a tiger demon? As Wang Mang sized up the giant tiger, he muttered to himself. At this moment, Wang Mang saw the colorful tiger speak in human language. "Thank you for your report, Brother Ing. The congratulatory gift has already been prepared for the tree demon king." Hearing this, the eagle nodded in satisfaction. "Brother Giant Python is also like you. He is going to congratulate the tree demon king." After hearing the eagle's words, this terrifying multicolored tiger looked at Wang Mang. After seeing Wang Mang, this big multicolored tiger was also very shocked. Wasn't this 2F** king big? This python demon's cultivation was probably close to 2,000 years, right? Moreover, it felt a fatal threat from Wang Mang's body. Therefore, the big colorful tiger was very friendly to Wang Mang. "Greetings, Brother Giant Python. I'm really lucky to be able to see Brother Giant Python." Wang Mang was surprised by the tiger's enthusiasm and friendliness. After coming back to his senses, Wang Mang also replied enthusiastically, "Brother Tiger, our territories are nearby. If you have time, you can walk around more. After all, one shouldn't slap a smiling person." However, what Wang Mang didn't know was, after hearing his words, the big multicolored tiger immediately became unhappy. In truth, the big multicolored tiger even felt its heart skip a beat. This was because he didn't expect Wang Mang's territory to actually be near him. If Wang Mang wanted to expand his territory, wouldn't he be finished? This guy invited me to his territory as soon as we met. This guy must be up to no good. Is he trying to eat me? The tiger, who was shocked and uncertain, had already made a decision. He had to move. He had to move as soon as possible. The sooner the better. Chapter 92, 92 Demons Gathering in the Forest. 92 Demons Gathering in the Forest. If Wang Mang knew what the tiger was thinking, he would have told the tiger that he was overthinking. Under Wang Mang's enthusiastic response, the big colorful tiger replied with a bright smile, "Of course, of course." Hearing this, Wang Mang nodded in satisfaction. Then, he asked enthusiastically, "Brother Tiger, what kind of birthday gift have you prepared?" The big multicolored tiger's heart skipped a beat. Facing Wang Mang's question, it said honestly, "Brother Giant Python, please excuse me. The birthday gift I prepared for the Tree Demon King is a 500-year-old Lingji." At this point, Wang Mang could clearly hear the pain in the tiger's voice. Realization dawned on Wang Mang, and he immediately knew what he should give. Natural spiritual items were rare treasures. The problem was that Wang Mang really didn't have any heaven and earth spiritual items. Then, Wang Mang turned his attention to the colorful tiger and said enthusiastically, "Brother Tiger, do you have any extra heaven and earth spiritual items? It just so happens that I have yet to give the Tree Demon King a congratulatory gift." Upon hearing this, the big multicolored tiger felt bitter in its heart. It could not help but want to curse, "Do you really think this heaven and earth spiritual item is a common item? Even if I have extra, why should I give it to you? Isn't it good for me to keep it for myself?" Of course, even though that was what he thought, the big colorful tiger did not dare to say it out loud. He didn't want to offend Wang Mang. At the very least, he really couldn't afford to offend Wang Mang. Their strengths weren't on the same level. Therefore, the big colorful tiger could only smile brightly and say, "Brother Giant Python, I have a 600-year-old knotweed root here. If Brother Giant Python needs it, I'll give it to you." Hearing this, Wang Mang was overjoyed. He had been worrying about not having a congratulatory gift. Not bad, not bad. This big multicolored tiger demon was very sensible. Thinking of this, Wang Mang said enthusiastically, "Then I won't refuse Brother Tiger's good intentions." The multicolored tiger demon, whose heart was filled with bitterness, could only say, "Brother Giant Python, wait for me for a moment. I'll be back soon." With that, the colorful tiger demon turned around and returned to the cave. Not long after, the colorful tiger returned with a wooden box in its mouth. Wang Mang was naturally happy and said in satisfaction, "Since that's the case, thank you, Brother Tiger." After saying that, Wang Mang did not take the box. Although he had a storage space to store things, he did not want to reveal it in front of these demons. At this point, Wang Mang was in a good mood. He set off with the tiger demon. Under the lead of the eagle, they arrived at the territory of the old tree demon. This old tree demon's territory was not far from the tiger demon's territory, and it was also less than 100 miles away from Wang Mang's territory. What was worth mentioning was that this old tree demon was an old pagoda tree demon. Its main body was very large, with a diameter of 1 meter and a height of more than 30 meters. From the outside, it was impossible to tell that this old tree demon was actually a demon. This was because it looked too ordinary. It looked like a big tree and definitely did not look like a demon. If not for this old tree speaking in human language, Wang Mang would have been deceived by it. This old tree demon looked too inconspicuous on the outside. However, Wang Mang learned from the tiger demon that this old tree demon's cultivation was even higher than his. It was at least 500 years old. In addition, Wang Mang had also learned from the tiger demon that the strength of demons was not equal. The strength of demons was divided into realms. They were sentient, spirits, demon, great demon, demon king, demon emperor, and land immortal. The so-called 10-year-old animals were sentient. In 100 years, they could become spirits. In 300 years, they would transform into demons. In 1,000 years, they would be called great demons. In 3,000 years, they would be called demon kings. In 9,000 years, they would be called land immortals. In addition, the tiger demon also told him that other than cultivation realms, there were also differences in strength between demons. However, the higher one's cultivation was, the stronger one would be. In addition, it had been a long time since there was an land immortal level demon. According to the tiger demon's explanation, in the ancient times of the Qin dynasty, there were many land immortals. However, now, the tiger demon estimated that there were no such existences anymore. At this point, Wang Mang finally had a clear understanding of the strength of the demons. At the same time, Wang Mang was very curious. What level had his strength reached among the demons? Thinking of this, on the way to the birthday celebration, Wang Mang hurriedly asked the system in his heart. "System, what level am I at?" The next moment, the system's familiar voice sounded. Ding. Assessing the host's strength. Calculating and evaluating. Ding. Test successful. Host, please check your personal information. Hearing this, Wang Mang hurriedly said in his heart, "System, open my personal information." In the next moment, Wang Mang discovered that his personal information page had changed. Host, Wang Mang. Type, Deep Sea Giant Python. Status, Adult. Cultivation, 1,800 years. Body, 42 meters long, 2.5 meters wide, 13,000 kilograms. Combat strength, bite force 13,000 kilograms, speed 93 kilometers per hour. Skills, death entanglement, corrosive poison, skin camouflage, steel body, super self-healing, underwater breathing, bloodthirsty rage kill. Special, storage space, information detection, 90% evolution card. Divine power, King's enslavement. Evolution points, 15.5 million/64 million. Maul, activated. After reading his personal information, only then did Wang Mang come to a realization. It turned out that his strength was comparable to a 1,800-year-old demon. According to the system's explanation, he did not need to be restricted to a realm. As long as he continued to evolve, he could continue to become stronger and grow savagely. As for the so-called 1,800 years of cultivation, it represented his strength. It was equivalent to a demon with 1,800 years of cultivation. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was delighted. The conditions given by the system for his evolution were very vague, so he did not need to worry too much about them. Moreover, if he took the demon cultivation path, he would still need to transcend the heavenly tribulation after cultivating to become a 1,000-year-old demon. This was also the reason why Wang Mang was not interested in walking the path of demonic cultivation. What if he was targeted by the heavens and was directly struck to death by the lightning tribulation? Wang Mang didn't believe that he would be lucky enough to escape death every single time, nor did he believe that he was the protagonist destined by the heavens. While traveling, Wang Mang's interest was piqued again. He used information detection on the tiger demon. In the next moment, the tiger demon's information appeared in front of him. Target, Lord Tiger. Cultivation, 1,008 years. Level, Early Stage Greater Demon. Volume, 7.5 meters long, 2.5 meters tall, 900 kilograms. Divine power, Tiger Roar Bewildering Sound. Evaluation, Average Threat. After reading the message on Lord Tiger, Wang Mang finally understood why this guy was so humble toward him. This Lord Tiger's strength was clearly far inferior to his. No wonder he was so enthusiastic when talking to him. Great King Python, my king said that you can come and visit whenever you're free. My king will definitely welcome you. At this moment, the little cheetah demon sent by the old tree demon said to Wang Mang humbly. Hearing this, Wang Mang indifferently glanced at the little cheetah demon sent by the old tree and said, "If I have time, I'll drop by." Then, Wang Mang ignored the cheetah demon. This little demon was not qualified to talk to him. The only ones who were truly qualified to talk to Wang Mang were his two neighbors, Lord Tiger and the old tree demon. Seeing that Wang Mang was ignoring him, although the little cheetah demon was embarrassed, it did not dare to offend Wang Mang. He was just a little demon who had lived for more than 500 years. He was indeed not qualified to talk to Wang Mang and Lord Tiger. If not for the fact that it had been sent by the old tree demon to deliver a congratulatory gift, it would not have the qualifications to travel with Wang Mang and Lord Tiger. At this time, a python, a tiger, and a cheetah began to follow the eagle's demon in the sky. 5 hours later, under the lead of the eagle, Wang Mang arrived at a primitive forest. In this primitive forest were many trees and greenery. Similarly, Wang Mang could sense that there were many powerful auras in this forest. Not long after, Wang Mang saw hundreds of huge demons gathered in the forest ahead. There were all kinds of demons among them. They surrounded a towering tree and whispered to each other. It was very lively. As Wang Mang and the others arrived, the hundreds of demons also looked over. Chapter 93, 93 Provocation from the Giant Golden Eagle. 93 Provocation from the Giant Golden Eagle. There were simply too many demons among them. There were weasels, wolves, dogs, centipedes, cows, sheep, pigs, rabbits, crocodiles, and so on. There were even a few snake demons and python demons. All in all, there were many demons gathered there, and they were all huge. For example, the python demon that Wang Mang paid a lot of attention to had actually reached a length of more than 30 meters. There was even a python demon that was about 40 meters long. This python demon's entire body was snow white, and its body width was almost 2 meters. Its appearance was uniform and beautiful, very similar to Lady Whitewater Wang Mang had encountered in the reservoir. The other 30-meter-long python demons were not to be underestimated. Apart from that, what surprised Wang Mang was that there were also stone demons. This stone demon was 7 to 8 meters tall, as if it was formed by a man. Not only that, when Wang Mang was sizing up this golem, these demons were also sizing up Wang Mang and the others, including this golem. Furthermore, Wang Mang could sense a strong sense of threat from this stone demon, even stronger than that of Lord Tiger's. Wang Mang couldn't help but secretly use his information detection ability. Then, the information about this stone demon appeared in front of him. Target, Shurhao. Cultivation, 2,300 years. Level, mid-stage greater demon. Volume, 8 meters tall. Divine power, rock fusion. Evaluation, highly threatening. After reading the message, Wang Mang nodded inwardly. The strength of this stone demon was indeed not to be underestimated. He was much stronger than Lord Tiger. His cultivation was even 500 years higher than Wang Mang's. No wonder Wang Mang felt a strong sense of threat from the other party. At this moment, Wang Mang suddenly saw two plainly dressed women. After seeing these two women, Wang Mang was completely dumbfounded. He was sure that he had not seen wrongly. These two women were standing beside the tree demon. Their faces were simple, but they were beautiful. Their figures were also beautiful and voluptuous. After seeing the two women, Wang Mang was even more puzzled. How could there be humans in this place where demons gathered? It was at this moment that Lord Tiger noticed Wang Mang's gaze. He whispered beside Wang Mang, "Brother Giant Python, there's no need to take offense. These two humans are servants who serve the Tree Demon King. The Tree Demon King likes humans. Therefore, every once in a while, demons will be lucky enough to capture humans to show their filial piety to the Tree Demon King." Hearing this, Wang Mang replied in a low voice, "That towering tree is the Tree Demon King." "That's right. Brother Wang Mang, wait a moment. I'll send Wang Mang's birthday gift to the Tree Demon King first." With that said, Lord Tiger stood up. He held the wooden box with his tiger claws and shouted in human language. Hushan's Tiger Demon and Huanshan Reservoir's Giant Python Demon respectively gifts 500-year-old Lingji and 600-year-old Knotweed. I wish the Tree Demon Wang Xian a long life. As he spoke, Hushan Jun walked over with a majestic gait. The two women beside the towering tree immediately came up respectfully to take the gift box. At the same time, Wang Mang saw a human face appear on the trunk of this towering tree. It was an old man with a kind face. He smiled and said, "All right, Lord Tiger is very considerate. However, this little friend looks unfamiliar." Looking at the benevolent old man's face on the tree trunk, Wang Mang immediately felt a sense of danger from being targeted by this terrifying existence. In the face of the Tree Demon King's question, Wang Mang said honestly, "Tree Demon King, when this little demon occupied the Huangshan Reservoir, the giant catfish demon was already dead." Hearing this, the Tree Demon King smiled kindly and said, "Little friend, don't be nervous. Since the giant catfish demon is dead, the territory naturally belongs to the capable. Young friend, it's your first time occupying Huangshan Reservoir, yet you could send me a birthday gift. I'm very satisfied. If you encounter any trouble in the future, you can look for me." Wang Mang nodded excitedly and said, "Thank you, Tree Demon King." Although he said that, Wang Mang didn't take it too seriously. This was because Lord Tiger had told him long ago that demons usually preyed on the weak. Without strength, even if he died, no one would care. No demon would even stand up for him. Of course, the exception was if it was a good friend whom he shared a good relationship with in private. Therefore, after Wang Mang and Hu Shanjuan sent the congratulatory gifts, they also walked toward the group of demons. Of course, after entering the place where the demons gathered, Wang Mang realized that there were many small groups of demons here. Usually, demons who were on good terms with each other would gather in groups of 3 to 5. Therefore, Wang Mang, Lord Tiger, and the little cheetah demon formed a small group. In addition, Wang Mang also discovered that after they sent their birthday congratulatory gifts, many more demons came one after another. At the same time, Wang Mang secretly used his information detection on the Tree Demon King. The information about the Tree Demon King immediately appeared in Wang Mang's mind. Target, Tree Demon King. Cultivation, 3,500 years. Realm, Early Stage Demon King. Volume, 115 meters tall. Thaumaturgy, White Mist Footsteps, 1,000 Ghost Devouring, Broken Wood Rebirth. Evaluation, Threatening and Lethal. After reading the information about the Tree Demon King, Wang Mang was even more shocked. This Tree Demon King was indeed not simple. It had lived 3,500 years. In other words, it had been 500 years since the Tree Demon King became a Demon King. Only now did he reveal that he had just become a Demon King. Just as Wang Mang was secretly shocked, a cold snort came from beside him. "Is a person covered in scales and armor is worthy of standing beside me?" Wang Mang looked in the direction of the voice and saw a 5-meter-tall mighty and handsome golden eagle raising its neck arrogantly and mocking him. After seeing this huge golden eagle, Wang Mang's heart sank. He felt very angry and puzzled. He thought to himself, "I didn't **king provoke you." Of course, Wang Mang believed that not many demons present could threaten him. Therefore, Wang Mang did not take this golden eagle seriously. He immediately said in a cold tone, "You feathered beast, are you worthy of talking to me?" "Good, good, good. You little python demon, how dare you provoke me?" Wang Mang's words had clearly provoked the golden eagle. Its sharp eyes were filled with killing intent as it looked at Wang Mang. Hearing this, Wang Mang was so angry that he laughed. He immediately prepared to spray poison to kill this beast. Wang Mang really didn't think much of a small golden eagle. At this moment, Lord Tiger hurriedly pulled him back and said in a low voice, "Brother Giant Python, calm down. It's more important to celebrate the Tree Demon King's birthday first. It won't be too late to deal with this fellow later." Hearing this, Wang Mang suppressed his anger. He badly wanted to kill this feathered beast immediately. Seeing that Wang Mang did not dare to make a move, the huge golden eagle raised its neck proudly and said disdainfully to Wang Mang, "If it weren't for the fact that I still had to congratulate the Tree Demon King, do you believe that I would kill you, little python demon, right here, right now?" Chapter 94, 94 Eating his underlings in front of the Tree Demon King. 94 Eating his underlings in front of the Tree Demon King. Wang Mang became even more furious, and he couldn't help but want to immediately attack. At this moment, Lord Tiger hurriedly advised, "Brother Giant Python, calm down. Don't attack. Let's talk after the birthday celebration is over." Hearing this, Wang Mang suppressed the anger in his heart and stared coldly at the golden eagle. He said coldly, "All right. I'll wait for you after the birthday wishes." "Wait for me? Are you waiting to die by my hands?" The golden eagle raised its chin proudly, its tone unusually arrogant and disdainful. Wang Mang simply ignored the golden eagle, because if he continued, he would lose control and attack. This golden eagle's arrogant attitude made Wang Mang furious. However, it would not be too late to deal with him later. Seeing that Wang Mang did not make a move, Lord Tiger, who was beside him, heaved a sigh of relief and changed places with Wang Mang. At the same time, Wang Mang also noticed that many demons were sizing him up. Clearly, he had attracted the attention of many demons due to the conflict. Seeing this, Wang Mang did not care. There were not many of these demons that were worthy of his attention. There were only a few that had caught his eye. Clearly, the number of demons who personally came to show their respects was very small. It was possible that most of the greater demons here were sent by their leaders. Only a few greater demons personally came to visit themselves. The only ones that could threaten Wang Mang were the stone demon, the white python demon, and the other python demons. There were even fewer targets that Wang Mang paid attention to. Among the demons present, only the stone demons and the tree demon king were worthy of Wang Mang's attention and fear. At the same time, the system's voice sounded in Wang Mang's mind. Ding! Detected that the host has been severely provoked. The host is given the following mission choices. Quest number 1, in the face of the tree demon king's probing, choose to remain silent and please the other party. Mission time, choose and you will receive a reward. Mission reward, 10 million evolution points. Quest 2, face the tree demon king's probing, teach the golden eagle a lesson, and offend the other party. Mission duration, 24 hours. Mission reward, 20 million evolution points. Mission 3, facing the tree demon king's probing, kill the golden eagle and anger the other party. Mission duration, 24 hours. Mission reward, 30 million evolution points. One chance at the beginner lottery. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang suddenly came to a realization. No wonder he said didn't seem to offend this golden eagle. So this golden eagle was sent by the tree demon king to test him. However, the choice of these 3 missions made Wang Mang hesitate. The first mission was obviously impossible for him to complete. After all, Wang Mang had always had a bad temper. He would not let himself suffer so much just to please others. However, if he did not choose mission 1, the other 2 missions were to offend the other party. This was also one of Wang Mang's dilemmas. To be honest, he had thought that he would encounter many powerful demons here. However, now, the people who came to celebrate his birthday were all little monsters. They were nothing to be afraid of. However, this tree demon king was different. His main body was hundreds of meters tall. He even had 3,500 years of cultivation. How could such an existence be weak? Even with his eyes closed, Wang Mang clearly knew how terrifying it was. Therefore, Wang Mang was also conflicted about whether he should offend the other party. This was because once he chose to offend someone, Wang Mang had always been one to go all in and offend them to death. After all, Mission 2 and Mission 3 both involved offending the other party. If Wang Mang did not choose Mission 1, he would choose the mission with the most rewards. In any case, since he had to offend him, he would do so more severely. It did not matter if there was a reward or not. The main thing was that he could not take this lying down. Thinking of this, Wang Mang made up his mind and quickly made a decision. He thought to himself, system. I choose the 3rd mission. Since I'm going to offend him anyway, I might as well offend him even more. The next moment, the system's voice sounded, ding. Host's mission selection successful. Host, please complete the mission as soon as possible and obtain the reward. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang gradually calmed down. He had already made his choice. After the birthday congratulations were over, he would kill this golden eagle. Who asked this golden eagle to provoke him? The key was that there were rewards involved. Wang Mang didn't care who he offended. Thinking of this, Wang Mang coldly glanced at the golden eagle. However, the other party immediately raised his neck proudly and looked at him with disdain. His attitude was very arrogant. 5 hours later, the demons that were supposed to arrived one after another. As for the so-called birthday wishes, it simply involved the tree demon king inviting the demons to eat some precious fruits and wine. The flesh and blood of some sentient animals were also served for the demons present to enjoy. As for Wang Mang, he was completely unimpressed. The amount of flesh and blood of these spiritual animals was not enough for him. Therefore, Wang Mang also ate a bit symbolically before the birthday celebrations came to an end. After the demons dispersed, Lord Tiger prepared to return home with Wang Mang. That was because after interacting with Wang Mang for such a long time, he realized that Wang Mang was quite easy to talk to. Therefore, he had long given up on the idea of moving. Brother Giant Python, let's go back together. At this moment, Lord Tiger invited enthusiastically. Just as Wang Mang was about to speak, the golden eagle circled in the air and shouted, "Little Python demon, come over. I'll take your life now." Hearing this, Wang Mang didn't waste his breath and directly moved his huge body to the empty space in the distance. Then, Wang Mang raised his huge snake head and looked coldly at the golden eagle in the sky. He said coldly, "If you're not afraid of death, come over as soon as possible." Seeing this, the huge golden eagle hovering above his head sneered. "In that case, I'll fulfill your wish." After saying that, he spread his wings that were more than 10 meters long and shot down from above. His two sharp claws went straight for Wang Mang's snake eyes. "Brother Giant Python, be careful." Lord Tiger was extremely alarmed. However, Wang Mang, who had prepared for a long time, did not panic at all. His cold snake eyes stared coldly at the golden eagle. When the giant golden eagle was less than 10 meters away from him, Wang Mang opened his bloody mouth. Shhhhhh. Two streams of black corrosive poison shot out from Wang Mang's bloody mouth. Seeing this, the golden eagle was shocked, but it was too late to dodge. After Wang Mang's corrosive poison hit the golden eagle let out a miserable cry. Then, his huge body fell to the ground beside Wang Mang. He was struggling on the ground in pain and screaming, "Ah! Despicable person. You actually used poison." Hearing this, Wang Mang sneered in his heart and prepared to swallow this huge golden eagle. At this moment, not far away. Seeing this scene, the Tree Demon King was also shocked. After coming back to his senses, the Tree Demon King hurriedly shouted, "Little friend, stop. Spare its life." After all, this golden eagle was his subordinate. Of course, he had to speak up and protect it. However, what made the Tree Demon King furious was that the Python Demon pretended not to hear him. It even opened its bloody mouth and swallowed the giant golden eagle right in front of him. At the same time, after Wang Mang ate the golden eagle king, the system's voice sounded. "Ding! Congratulations, host. You have devoured the golden eagle king and obtained 5 million evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have successfully completed the mission. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have obtained 30 million evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have obtained a beginner lottery chance X1. Chapter 95, 95 Falling Out. A fight begins. 95 Falling Out. A fight begins. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang was overjoyed. He hadn't expected the Golden Eagle King to be worth so many evolution points. 0.5 million. One had to know that the giant catfish demon was also only worth 5 million evolution points. Wang Mang could understand why the giant catfish demon was worth so much considering its size. However, the Golden Condor King's size was far inferior. Of course, Wang Mang was happier about this. If the evolution points gained from devouring was not calculated according to size, then it would be based on strength. This was because the giant catfish demon was also a great demon, and so was the Golden Condor King. In other words, a great demon was worth 5 million evolution points. Thinking of this, Wang Mang became a little excited. He seemed to have once again seen a way to obtain evolution points. Didn't this mean that he could obtain a huge amount of evolution points by devouring these monsters? This was much more worth it than Wang Mang's painstaking efforts at devouring pigs. Even if Wang Mang devoured 10,000 pigs, he would only gain 5 million evolution points. In the end, it was actually not as much as devouring a greater demon. It seemed like he might not be able to obtain a lot of evolution points if he kept eating random animals, but if the quality of the beast was high, he would easily obtain a lot of evolution points. This was Wang Mang's conclusion after devouring the Golden Eagle King. This was because Wang Mang had only discovered this abnormality after devouring demons for the second time. Thinking of this, Wang Mang could not help but feel excited. He even started thinking of hunting demons. Although this was a little immoral, Wang Mang still couldn't resist the allure of the evolution points obtained from eating monsters. Moreover, Wang Mang had already completed the mission and obtained 30 million evolution points. In addition, he had also obtained 5 million evolution points from devouring the Golden Eagle King. Now that Wang Mang had accumulated almost 50 million evolution points, he was very close to his next evolution. Thinking of this, Wang Mang's blood boiled, but he quickly calmed down. In reality, Wang Mang had already heard the Tree Demon King telling him to stop. It was just that he chose to pretend that he did not hear it. Needless to say, he had already angered the Tree Demon King. It was better to think of a way to get through this obstacle first. With this thought in mind, Wang Mang inadvertently raised his huge snake head and looked over. He saw the Tree Demon King not far away looking at him coldly. Seeing this, Wang Mang naturally knew that he had slapped the Tree Demon King's face. Now, he had completely offended the Tree Demon King. In reality, Wang Mang was not the only one who could see this. The few demons, Stone Demon, and other Python demons who had not walked far also noticed that something was amiss. The other greater demons might not know the truth, but the Stone Demon knew that the Golden Eagle King was actually a subordinate of the Tree Demon King. Therefore, the Stone Demon was not in a hurry to leave. Instead, it stayed behind to observe the situation. When it saw the Tree Demon King's ugly expression, it was secretly delighted. This was because the relationship between the Stone Demon and the Tree Demon King was not as simple as it seemed. The Stone Demon thought that he was a genius. He had more than 2,000 years of cultivation, but he was already dissatisfied with the rule of the Tree Demon King. In truth, this Stone Demon had secretly colluded with many demons to raise its power. However, it did not dare to act rashly because it was not sure of the Tree Demon King's strength. There was more than one Demon King in the other province. There were often 4 or 5 Demon Kings in a province who shared their territory in a province. Some sparsely populated provinces with large areas of greenery accommodated even more Demon Kings than that. This was because in some of the Red Empire's provinces, the city population was too developed and could not accommodate too many Demon Kings. There were too many human provinces, so the demons' active territory was much smaller. Naturally, they did not have much territory because of this. Of course, the demons on land could not be compared to the demons in the sea. Many terrestrial demons knew this. The demons in the sea were on a completely different level compared to them. The vast and endless ocean was too mysterious. No one knew what level of demons existed there. At the same time, Wang Mang, who had returned to his senses, immediately pretended to be terrified and said, "Tree Demon King, I didn't react in time earlier, so I didn't notice that the Tree Demon King had spoken." After hearing Wang Mang's words, the Tree Demon King remained expressionless and looked at him coldly. At the same time, Lord Tiger, who was at the side, felt his heart skip a beat. He did not expect Brother Giant Python to be so ruthless. The Tree Demon King had already spoken, but Wang Mang pretended not to hear him and swallowed the Golden Eagle King in front of the Tree Demon King. This was a blatant slap to the Tree Demon King's face. For a moment, he was worried for his tough neighbor. What a friendly move. Your strength is quite impressive. After a moment of silence, the Tree Demon King said coldly. As he spoke, the Tree Demon King's main body, the huge tree, slowly moved. For a moment, the entire ground nearby began to tremble slightly. Upon witnessing this scene, Wang Mang's heart immediately sank. He knew that this old monster was going to attack him. He did not expect this Tree Demon King to change his expression so easily. He was simply unscrupulous. Of course, even though the other party was about to make a move, Wang Mang still asked in a terrified and stunned tone, "Tree Demon King, I killed this Golden Eagle King. Did I provoke you?" To be honest, Wang Mang still didn't want to fight this Tree Demon King. This guy was a fatal threat to him. This proved that the Tree Demon King definitely had a way to kill him. It was precisely because of this that Wang Mang chose to temporarily lower his head. After all, he couldn't win. This was also Wang Mang's most desperate action. Otherwise, the Tree Demon King would definitely have attacked him without any hesitation. Wang Mang's words rendered the furious Tree Demon King speechless. If he didn't say that the Golden Eagle King was his subordinate, he wouldn't have any reason to act. However, the Tree Demon King was also determined to attack Wang Mang. His expression was cold as he said coldly, "The Golden Eagle King was my subordinate, how dare you kill him in front of me? You, naturally deserve to die." Hearing the Tree Demon King's words, Wang Mang immediately felt that something was wrong. Even the Tree Demon King had said such words. It seemed that he was very determined to attack him. Since they had completely fallen out with each other, Wang Mang was naturally not to be outdone. Wang Mang slowly moved his huge body and straightened his 10-meter-tall snake head. He said coldly, Then let me experience the power of the Tree Demon King." Upon hearing this, the Tree Demon King laughed angrily. A small python demon doesn't know what's good for him. As soon as he finished speaking, the Tree Demon King's huge body actually rose from the ground, and the ground instantly cracked and spread. "Today, I'll let you know how to write the word death." After a vicious roar, many roots hidden in the ground broke out of the earth. These roots that exploded from the ground extended out like vines, covering the sky and earth as they attacked Wang Mang. Part 5 of the series ends here. Thank you for watching and listening. If you find it interesting, please give us a like, a comment and a subscription so that we have the motivation to make the next videos.